Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground. Shit.
Radio Underground, Episode X.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got a little delay here.
Don't look at that screen.
We're doing it. Yeah, you got to look at that. Don't look at that one where you're monitoring your voice.
No, look at anything else.
My cat's scratching my couch.
He's got the fever.
This is going to be the worst sounding episode we ever done, but next week will be the best one we've ever done.
Yes.
So we're going to be able to take calls. We're going to have a phone number for you to call us. Probably never use Discord again because I have so much PTSD from it.
Yes.
But I used Discord for our community's sake, like everyone kind of networking and all that.
So we're kind of sandbagging this week. Make it sound as bad as we can.
Yeah.
So next week when it sounds fantastic, like, this is so much better.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, this is the worst sound you've ever had. And then next week, oh my God!
If we have the roadcaster, everything will be great.
Yeah.
This is what it sounded like when we do 64. This is what it sounded like. All 64 episodes was horrible until we got this roadcaster.
Oh.
So, we're, I know we're got next week we're going to be able to have a lot of new features, and we're calling this episode X because we don't know what we're going to do with it. I just had to shut the air conditioner off so this condenser microphone doesn't pick up everything, but it's in conference call mode.
Now, but if you're listening and episode X turns into a really good episode, it will become 64.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
We'll be like, oh, this is totally good enough.
And then next week,
We'll just be 65.
I want to make sure. Oh, you did share it. Okay, good.
Yeah, I shared it.
Now who's sending me text here?
Phil!
Phil's here?
I think it said Phil.
Oh, that was...
Are you on Spreaker? Sounds weird.
Well, if you're listening, you would know.
Well,
if you were listening, Spreaker sounds weird because we're using a microphone in the center of the room.
Yeah. Okay.
We're not using our normal setup because next week we're going to have the right stuff. But this week, nah.
No.
This week's going to sound like it. He says Spreaker sounds weird. Yeah, it's going to sound weird. But it's not a new... Next week we're going to have the right stuff.
Doesn't sound bad, though. It just sounds weird.
Chris says it doesn't sound that bad.
No, I think it sounds
It sounds fine. But this is the absolute... Chris, if we ever come out to your house, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to put it at your table.
Yeah.
And put it up to my phone.
And we'll expect you to put soundproofing up to get the best possible sound.
Yeah. Well, he's got that picnic table in his garage.
We need you to create a really good acoustics vibe for us.
But,
so that,
Good concern trolling there, Phil.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Phil.
But I could tell
Thanks,
you.
Phil.
What's up? What's up, Evil Lee? Are you going to do Twitch tonight? Yes or no? You can tell me, because we'll turn you on, and then we can shut this shit off, and I can monitor the chat.
I sneezed. Did I pick it up on the microphone?
Yeah, I think it did.
Okay.
But yeah, this actually, if we're at a table, like a closer table,
yeah,
you don't have to turn it in conference mode. You can do it two-way mode, so it would be you and me, and it would sound even better. It sounds great if you just use it for one person, and there's 4 modes, and it's one-person mode.
Yeah.
But this is how people do like conferences, like
I
was
that someone can't participate. Like they do the conference, and then people who are in Bangladesh while everybody else is in New York.
Yeah,
I just always think of like Larry King Live. It was just a prop, but he had that stupid microphone always in front of him, and then someone in the chair next to him was like, "Oh, they're just using that microphone," even though they're using like super awesome microphones.
Right.
But that's what I think of.
Yeah, we can chat about. Yeah, okay, we'll set it up, Chris. We'll come over and we'll do it at your table and your through my phone because I have the Spreaker app on here.
Yeah,
I can live from here on my phone, and then we'll just do it through this Blue Yeti.
He said, "Let's set a date. We can chat about it tomorrow." All right.
You're not streaming. By the way, Aaron, if you're bored, you can call in, and we can have you on.
Yeah.
Go ahead and call. Here, I'll call him right now. Fuck it.
It's like Phil X.
I wanted to talk about something important to me.
Go ahead.
We don't usually talk about. fireworks.
Yeah. We're going to do another rant about fireworks.
Only had it once this week, and that was it. So it wasn't too bad.
It's been quieter.
Yeah.
You know.
We do the anti-fireworks rant every week.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I work in an industrial area. I mean, there is some housing close, but not real close. Mm-hmm. I work in an industrial area, and I hear them like crazy throughout the night.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine what people in their neighborhoods are dealing with for the last, 10, 12 weeks straight. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it really only once this week that we have any, so it hasn't been bad.
I noticed that it's been better, and then, I mean, obviously I talked to, Neil a lot, and he said that, because that's all he ever does when he calls me at work, is complain.
About the fireworks?
Fucking fireworks, ah! Yeah, so,
He would fit in with our show.
Yeah.
Because that's all we do every week is complain about fireworks.
Right.
You calling him? Are you calling him, Lee?
Yeah, I'm calling him.
So is that all you had about fireworks? Was that it's been better?
I thought it'd be fun.
So you're not streaming this week?
Nah, man. I've been a little stressed out.
Yeah. Well, are you okay? I didn't mean to call you at a bad time.
Yeah, I'm just playing COD right now,
COD. You don't feel like doing the streaming?
Yeah, not right now, man. Like I said, I have
good.
some,
Yeah, that sounds good.
shit going on, so.
Yeah. So, Phil, he plays too, but I think Phil's afraid to ever take you on. But, I don't know. Maybe. Now I'm just trying to get shit started.
Oh, God.
What's your Call of Duty tag? People want to play against you.
It's the same one. It's on their TTD Evilly.
Repeat.
TTV _ Evilly.
You hear that, Phil? You want to get fucked up? Go ahead and try it.
Phil's like, I'll fuck anyone.
Phil said he'll fuck anyone.
Anyone.
He's a sick bastard. He will.
Yeah.
We'll have to get one going soon.
He's a sick bastard. He will fuck anyone.
He'll fuck anyone. I could call Phil on my other phone. Can I have you guys?
It's just funny.
Why?
Shit, it's funny.
Me.
What do you mean?
You text me, anyone, he'll fuck anyone.
All right. Well, Aaron, I'll let you get back to playing. I just wanted to see if you were streaming tonight.
I appreciate it, man. I hope you guys have a good podcast. I'm just listening to you guys just kind of playing,
Okay.
Feeling out.
Burn in the fiery pits of hell.
Hail Satan.
Burning out.
Hail Satan.
Yeah, so, anyway.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the Roadcaster. I almost so bummed out that I don't have it that I didn't even want to do this. Because I want
it was supposed to be here on July 3rd, damn it.
Yeah. What's Aaron's gamer tag?
TT.
He said
it's your Call of Duty fucking thing. Phil, hey, you guys are both in the chat. Put your tag on your chat. You can both look at it.
Yeah.
More,
quit asking us to do everything for you.
Phil, Aaron, put your shit in the chat.
Yes.
And then you guys can play together. Actually, because you can team up, you can fight each other, you can compare dicks, whatever you want to do. You're both 6'2". You both.
Aww. Why'd you leave Utah, Alan?
Oh, I knew that they were. Yeah.
Why would you leave that utopia?
Yeah.
HFC 28. Is that your Call of Duty thing too? I know that's your gamer tag, but I don't know if it's. I know there's a difference. I don't know.
Okay, that's more than I know. I didn't know there's a difference.
I don't know that. I played the game like 3 or 4 times, and they did all my thinking for me. So I don't know.
They strategized the entire thing.
I was so bad that the girls were feeling sorry for me that were playing. That's how bad I am.
HFC 28 is yes.
Add each other.
We're putting it on the air so we can have random people, random fans, adding your gamer tag.
Yeah. Yeah.
Random fan.
Random fan. Where's J-Ron?
J-Ron.
We're gonna have everybody who listens to this every week is now gonna.
Yeah. We've had about a dozen random YouTubers contact us.
Yeah.
So, like, on our, and a girl on a, actually BitChute's had about 3 or 4 people.
Really?
Our BitChute, this one girl's really hot. She loved our take on Jobby Nooner.
Yeah.
She's a local girl.
Jobby Nooner hasn't done bad.
Hot. Seraphic Light, you're hot.
And where does she listen through?
BitChute's an alt tech site.
Oh, okay.
It's like a lot of people get kicked off YouTube because they're either too over the top grotesque or too right wing or whatever. They go to BitChute.
Yeah.
But BitChute's good for a place to archive your shit because the guy there, his only rule is no death threats and no
no
racism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No racist shit, no death threats.
Yeah.
That's it.
Then
So
you can
racism,
do whatever else you want.
Yeah.
Nice. BitChute. I like that.
Yeah.
All right. And so some hot chick liked our take on Jobby Nooner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She was hot as fuck.
COVID.
If that's her, if that's a girl in the, it might not be the girl in the
Her profile pic makes her look hot, but
yeah,
it could be,
fireworks. I hear them.
fucking fireworks.
I hear them again.
I heard him.
Gosh dang it.
So we wanted to, I guess we were talking about, hey, this ties into the Utah thing, sort of.
Yeah.
Craig told me when he lived out there that the people that bike, mountain biking, they have the right of way.
Yep.
And we were watching the bad drivers and bad bikers.
Yeah.
And then you were ranting about bikes. What was your opinion on the bikes again?
Oh, yeah. Well, basically, I mean, they've been putting little bike lanes in throughout areas all around here, and I just noticed it. And that's fine, that's cool. But my thought is, if you just think, you want to cross all the way, you have rules you have to follow, too.
Yeah, as a bike rider.
Yeah. But, we saw that video of that guy crossing all the way over, and just, he looked right at that guy. And the guy said, I think he noticed me. No, he totally did. He didn't care.
Yep.
But yet, as a driver, we're supposed to, constantly watch you. I'm not going to babysit you. If you cut in front of me, go all the way across the road and cut in front of me, I'm bumping your tire, because that's rubbing, and rubbing's racing.
Rubbing is racing. If you're not first, you're last.
That's how I look at it. So just remember, all you bike enthusiasts, cross me, and you'll find out.
Yeah.
Although I don't drive right now because they revoked my license. So.
Yeah. But if you did drive.
You did drive.
But if I did, you'd have a Jeep up your ass.
Those dozen YouTubers can gurgle my taint. Okay, Phil.
Okay.
We'll get them to do that. We'll get them to gurgle the taint.
Gurgle that taint.
So,
is that physically possible? How do you gurgle a taint?
I don't
I don't know. Since no one's ever going to go through our back catalog, I guess we can revamp the... Anytime someone dies on a motorcycle, all their friends that also ride on motorcycles get mad, automatically assuming that it's the car's fault.
Right. Right.
Look out for bikes! It's automatically every single time going to be the fault.
And I'll say the same thing I said then, because we did this many episodes ago. Most of the time, the bike riders around here drive like fucking moron lunatics.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's really hard to not blame them. I mean, you can't weave in and out of traffic everywhere you go.
Yeah.
And speed.
And mostly
in traffic jams.
it's mostly the crotch rocket douchebags.
It is.
Yeah.
They go out and buy a whole outfit to wear with their douchey bike. The whole thing has to match, and then there's a whole groups of them like they're a gang or something.
Yeah.
I mean, but yeah, they're usually the ones that do all this. Yeah, I mean, but don't get me wrong. I've seen guys on Harleys driving like an idiot before too, and cut me right off.
Actually,
and I'm supposed to watch them.
The other day when I was coming to pick you up, and this guy, Gratiot, did it on his Harley, weaving in and out. It was and it was 4 o'clock, and you know how it gets backed up right by the street by your house every single day.
Yeah,
and he just.
What? But you were going to say something about the bikes thing too. That was when you were taking me to work the other day.
Oh yeah, because how many times a week are people getting hit around here? Either walking illegally. I know it sounds stupid, but crossing where they shouldn't be, or riding their bikes. It's every single week. There's somebody.
Yeah,
it's fucking insane. There was a guy by the mall who tried to cross illegally, tried to run across in rush hour traffic, and got clobbered and killed. Everybody's like, oh, people need to watch what they're doing. No, that guy needs a fucking cross and a fucking crosswalk.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing too.
was-
It's like, they used to hand out tickets for jaywalking.
Yeah.
You used to get a ticket for that. Nobody gets a ticket. There's not a cop in this area that would write a ticket for jaywalking.
I've never
But
known anybody
I
that
walk a lot. I walk a lot. And you guys know this. I mean, I do. I walk a lot. I always cross. I just do it. I set my walks up to cross where I'm supposed to. There are a couple spots that I know I cross at that you're not supposed to, but I know them, and I don't go there at rush hour trying to cross.
I saw you walking the other morning when I was going to work.
Yeah.
It's like you're walking at like 6:40 in the morning.
Yeah.
There's no one out.
No.
Still.
And a lot of times I still use the crosswalks, and I just do it because people are idiots.
They are.
I mean, and
They are.
it's when you're crossing a street and it says walk, and then they try to turn. They try to make a right turn on red right into you. And they're like, they're impatient. It's like, screw you. Yeah. I'm not speeding up. I am not walking faster.
That's the thing. You walk fast as it is.
Yeah, I'm not walking any faster. I'm not running across.
Fast.
I'm not running across streets so that you can get to Starbucks 5 seconds quicker.
No.
I got 3 letters for you. SMD.
So
figure it out.
Yeah.
So that same day, I was talking about the guy got hit in front of the mall crossing illegally. That was the same day I saw the Harley guy, but a little bit further back at the 7-Eleven we just went to.
Right.
This guy was walking towards the crosswalk after leaving 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm.
And 15 feet before the fucking crosswalk decided, I'm just going to cross. And cross
It's so
through
stupid.
traffic.
So stupid.
It's 15 fucking feet up the street.
And in that particular intersection, though, and I know this because I walk that way a lot, they don't have any of the buttons to push.
Yeah.
So it never says walk. Never, not any of those corners
Honestly,
says walk.
I've never seen those buttons do anything. I didn't.
That's
know
what they
fucking
do.
were now. Is it?
Yes, they will not. It will say if they don't hit the button, if nobody hits the button, it will not say walk when the light changes.
Yeah.
When you hit the button, it will. Because I had to learn that too. Just from
Did not know
walking. I used to not care. I used to walk and I'd cross because I always walk at weird times. I work nights, so. But I used to just cross right in the middle of the road. But then there's too many people that are out and about that do idiot shit. So I just try to, I'm covering my ass.
Just to go to the
Yeah,
crosswalk.
I'm covering my ass.
Yeah, I always hated too though when I was jogging. People a lot of times don't look, and you get pissed off when you almost get run over. But I would get pissed off. What I think about it is like, dude, when you're driving, you're just not thinking that way. The person walking, even when it's me, you kind of have to cover your ass.
Yep.
Go to the right places. Go where you're supposed to go.
Yep.
Don't fucking do anything stupid. Because I've seen people just shoot across like.
Well, yeah,
oh
and
my God.
there's times sometimes I just choose the guy I usually ride home with this guy, but sometimes if he splits earlier, I'll walk home, because it just relaxes me, and then I come home, then I don't have to go for my walk when I get home. But I walk down Kelly Road. There's no sidewalk from basically where I start until I get down a mile or so.
Yeah.
I walk towards traffic. In the street. I do that because I'm not walking with my back to traffic in the middle of the street. Screw that. Then I got to keep turning around seeing if a car's coming.
Yeah.
So I walk with the traffic because then I can step up on grass and just wait till they pass by. Or at least, but they usually see me though. So
Yeah.
And that way you're already on the side of the road you want to be on anyway.
Yeah.
So that works out. It's just. And I know most of the drivers around here, except for me and you, probably suck.
Yeah. Everyone but sucks that's not in this room.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much everybody that
So
I
cover
don't
your
drive
ass.
with sucks.
Yeah.
Cover your ass,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah, that's it. Cover your ass. I mean,
Or like the memes, I'll see motorcycle guys post on Facebook. It'll be like grass clippings from a farm on the road. Like, you hate to see this when you're. It's like, have you ever? The work it takes to do a farm, run a farm.
Yeah.
And the last thing on that guy's mind, grass cutting is just a side, something he has to do.
Yeah.
he's been working 12 hours in the heat. He doesn't care about your motorcycle,
No.
man.
No.
And he's not trying to kill you.
No.
You know, he's like,
That's like, yeah, like in the fall, just before they're ready to put their bikes away and they're bitching about the leaves and stuff. It's like, you know what?
yeah.
Sorry, man.
How do you stop the leaves from blowing into the
Sorry.
Yeah. Your leaves are falling in my street.
Yeah, so sorry.
Yeah, it's,
Here, I'll just stand out here, and as soon as I see a bike coming, I'll turn my blower on.
yeah.
Yeah, because I got nothing better to do.
It's,
Yeah.
watch out for bugs!
I love the whole, like, the entitlement mentality.
Yeah.
People, like, think they're entitled to all these things, but yet when it's asked of them to do something that's for safety purposes, they lose their mind. Like, it's like, oh my God, I can't believe you're going to make me wear this mask, you know? You know, oh, well, then don't come into my store. You know, it's that simple.
Yeah, I've always hated about bikers, though. It's just that you want us to do something for you, but I'm not saying all of you, and I said this last time. But a big chunk of people who ride bikes drive like fucking assholes.
Yep.
So how about you drive normally, and we'll watch out for you. It's a fair trade.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I personally, when I get behind bikes, I follow way back.
Yeah.
I do everything I'm supposed to do.
I would
Because I
never-
can't do a fender, but a fender bender, you kill the biker. I get it. But if you're weaving out of traffic or you pull out in front of me and I don't see you because you're on a bike and not a, you know.
Well, yeah, like, I mean, like when they're look, hey man, if you want to ride your bike fast and weave through lanes and stuff, that's fine. But when you start going between two cars and you're not even like acknowledging that there's a lane,
Yep.
Yeah.
you know, I'm sorry if you get Malachi Crunch, that's that's gonna suck and your family's gonna be sad, but. You know,
My dad told me about that. He said, there's this guy. He goes, every morning I saw him on a crotch rocket going in and out of traffic. He goes, every morning. He goes, well, finally one day up by the Harpo's area.
Yeah.
Like not the Harpo's, French Road, like where it turns. He goes, I went up there and his bike was wrecked on the side of the road. He goes, I didn't see him ever again.
No.
Wow.
So his name got called.
No.
What would the sheriff from World's Deadliest Police Chase say? He'd be like, your bike might be fast, but it can't outrun death.
I lost
C.W. Jensen.
Yeah,
Death is often the result.
I lost a good friend when we were 21 years old. Man, I don't even know if he turned 21. I was 21, but somewhere around. Yeah, Daryl Davis.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we knew the brothers.
Yep.
Yeah.
There was a whole bunch of them, but yep, right into Mount Clemens, right where Gratiot splits off.
Is
He
that
lost
Chuck's
his
brother?
bike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lost his bike.
He's the oldest, right?
Yep. He lost his bike, went right off.
Yep.
You know, and they don't know that I don't think they ever proved that he was like going out of control. It was just that he lost the bike. I don't know that he was, but he was a nut job when it came to driving. So I'm assuming he was driving way too fast, and right where Gratiot splits going into the Clem, boom, right off and right into a tree. Had a helmet, I mean, but broken.
Yeah.
Helmets don't stop broken necks, man.
No, they
don't.
don't.
They don't protect you from head-on trees.
Nope.
You know.
Can't figure for nothing.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm sure he was driving pretty crazy because he bought a little Ranger pickup like 2 months after I bought mine, same exact one, and he used to jump parking blocks with it. And, it was literally bent in half and right, at the bed. So I mean,
Yeah, we had one. It was one of the kids from our baseball team, from my son's baseball team, and his dad always rode his bike all over the place, and he drove kind of crazy. He'd come by the ballpark, doing like wheelies and stuff on his little crotch rocket, and so he always drove kind of like an ass, but it was all in good fun. Whatever. Some people drive like that, but he did it coming off 94, the left-handed exit to take you on the Gratiot to Sam's Club like area.
Yep.
And he hit some loose gravel, went down the thing, and he broke his neck.
Yeah.
And they say he wasn't. His buddy says he wasn't speeding or anything, but the first thing you're thinking is, I know how he drives.
Right.
The fact is, he probably was messing around a little bit.
Yeah, but really,
Even I don't go the speed limit there. Like when you're taking
just
that exit,
because people do drive crazy like on their bikes, don't mean they always do it.
No.
I mean, so it could have been a time he was just casually.
And I know I'm not the only one that thought that was the first thing that popped in her head. Is like, oh, he was probably driving like crazy like he usually does.
Yeah, there's friends. It could be anything. It's not just driving. It's any lifestyle habits they have. There's friends. You hear something happen to them and you're shocked, and then there's friends you hear something happen to them. You're hurt, but you're not shocked. You're like, I know how old Dave likes to drive. You know?
Kind of
my friend Tim, when he got killed in 2013, I mean, he was just cutting big branches off some of his trees on his property. But he'd done crazy stuff all his life and stuff. But he had it like the people that were there said he had everything tied off right. It just snapped. Mm-hmm. And it came back around and smacked him and broke his neck.
Damn.
Yeah. And that was it, you know. I'm like, it was devastating. But, you know, when I first heard it, I'm like, man, he did crazy stuff. So, you know, like when he was working, he'd be like, oh, yeah, you know, I'll paint this building and I'll just hang on to this rope and paint it, you know.
Everything will be fine.
I know I'm 60 feet in the air, but I don't really need scaffolding, right? You know?
Tarzan swinging, like,
you know.
goes through.
So I was like, oh, well, okay, so how did this happen? And then they're like, no, man, he had it, like, legitimately tied off, and it was, you know, it was supposed to swing the other way, and then the rope snapped this way and swung back around. And I'm like, holy crap. You know, I mean, you know, it was devastating. It was somebody that we knew all our lives. Yeah, I mean, I knew him 30 years, so. But
gotta do the dim
it doesn't. It doesn't matter. I mean, you know, So I mean, like you said, that guy, it could have easily been he was screwing around, or it could have been one of those days he was actually just taking it easy and riding his bike for the enjoyment of just cruising. Yeah.
Well, it's like the crocodile hunter thing.
Yeah.
He done the craziest shit you can imagine.
I mean, you know,
all the dangerous animals, but a relatively harmless stingray killed him because a 1 in a million shot right between the ribs into the heart.
Right.
Like, he would have probably survived even if it went into the lung, but no, it went upward into the heart.
Yep.
And
that's a good point. I mean, I mean, he look at all the things he did, and I mean,
see him like go into the water with Nile crocodiles in Africa, and and saltwater crocodiles in Australia, where he was from. He's just
I always think about the South Park episode where he, you know, the crocodile hunters in there. He's like, oh, I'm really pissing him off now. Now wait till I shove my thumb up his ass.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really pissing him off.
Yeah.
They're like, whoa, dude, this dude's cool.
Yeah, the shit he did was... He got bit and a few other things happened, but nothing major really happened to him all those years, and then a stingray takes him out.
Yep.
Yeah, like I remember, like he got bit by like a snake or something, but...
Yeah, well, he had a crocodile that he didn't quite bind up his mouth right. Kind of tooth raked his calf.
Yep.
Didn't get a solid bite, but like the tooth rake.
Yep.
You know.
Didn't he? I thought he got. Maybe I'm thinking. Because there's other guys that do that stuff too. But I thought one of them got bit by like a snake or something and got sick, but didn't. You know, it didn't affect him really.
Oh, maybe.
But it might have been one of these other outdoor dudes that.
Well, who's the one that lets things bite
him?
him?
Man, might.
That Coyote Peterson guy. You ever seen him? He'll let things sting him, bite him, just see what happens.
It's
so
funniest,
stupid.
I saw that guy. Yep.
Stupid.
The funniest thing I ever seen was Bear Grylls stung by bees. His face.
Oh, yeah.
His face, like, it looked unrecognizable.
I didn't know what I'm saying.
It was like, it just looked like a candle wax melted.
And did he let them do it? Or
no, that just happened. Well, according to some people, he probably did let them do it because he's staged a lot of his shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know that anyone willingly put themselves through what he...
Yeah, because, I mean, like, I've only been stung... Well, my first time, I was, like, 27 years old.
You got stung in the nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Coming to practice for a Skyrack, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it was a hornet or a wasp, and the son of a bitch, like, got up into my shorts and stung me right in the nuts, and then, like, was still living. It was, you know, I pulled over to the side of the road, and the damn thing's still, like, squirming.
Still in there.
And I'm like, you son of a bitch.
Go to punch and hit yourself in the nuts. Oh! Damn, if you make me punch my own nuts.
I mean, I locked the brakes up. What the fuck is that?
He looks like Rocky Dennis.
Oh shit!
Like the
Bear
real
Grylls
Rocky
looks just
Dennis.
like Rocky Dennis. In
It
this
looks like the
picture.
actual Rocky Dennis, not the Stoltz version. Even
Yeah, because the kid that had the disorder, the actual Rocky Dennis, didn't look as scary.
No,
Because
they
Eric
made
Stoltz-
him look so.
They made him like Eric Stoltz's character was really over the top. Like
Yeah, they had
like that kid was disfigured, but it wasn't that bad.
No,
it
Like,
wasn't as bad as the movie.
look up
no.
actual Rocky Dennis.
Yeah, I've
and
seen
he
him.
wasn't that.
It's. I mean,
He just
it's
had
messed up.
basically a really big nose.
yeah,
Yeah,
Was
everything
that
is like
like-
stretched over his
It's like-
face.
yeah.
Like I wouldn't even like be freaked out if I saw that kid in public.
Man,
No, I know they made him all like,
Yeah, like-
oh, Quasimodo,
Yeah.
like big long head, and they just
When I saw the movie young, and then I saw it again in my 20s, and finally read up on it. It's like, man, they added so much shit to that movie.
Yeah.
It's like the bikers didn't exist. The girl that he was in love with, the blind girl, didn't exist. He didn't.
Oh.
He didn't look anything like they fucking made
they
him
did.
look.
They've been
Oh.
doing that crap.
They're like
He looked only like 30% abnormal to me.
the Bob Seger thing's like, oh, I love Bob Seger, and Bob Seger wrote a song for it and stuff. He fucking loved Bruce Springsteen. They'd like change it because
They couldn't
Springsteen-
afford Bruce Springsteen.
No, they had him, and all of a sudden something happened, and like his record company's like, no, we changed our mind, and they're like, well, he really loved Bob Seger though. They just changed it like
Yeah,
immediately.
they turned him into like a white trash kid that was the son of a biker whore.
Oh
and
yeah,
that's not who his mom was.
No.
I know, like
Like,
they just
imagine being his mom.
Like there
like,
was
I don't-
guys just lined up railing his mom
Yeah.
all the time.
Like freaking Sam Elliott was tricking her out.
Yeah, I know. It's sad. I
I
mean,
want you to grab me a beer.
They've
Just
done
go in the
the-
fridge and their suits.
they've done these like movies like that so many times. I mean,
Well, they do it with everything.
they get like a bit of a story and go, all right, well, it's not going to do as well this way, so
Well-
let's make it really bad.
Yeah, well, Braveheart they did that.
Oh yeah,
300.
Yeah.
All kind of movies.
you've got to overdo it in order to
Yeah,
make
you
it money.
make like instead of like how life really is, where there's shades of gray. They got to make a person a clear hero and a clear person. You know.
Yeah.
See, that's like now. I just watched it again. It's one of my favorites. The Mel Gibson one, The Patriot,
Yeah.
because it's super violent and
Yeah.
awesome. But they
Well, those are
basically
just made up characters in general.
well, they merged two characters, real people.
Yeah.
Francis Marion, the Swamp Fox, and some other dude, and
I made one dude.
one dude. But that's the thing. You know
One
he's probably
anti-Semite.
Yeah.
you know he's probably the good guy. But there's parts where you're watching like, ooh, I don't know. He's not the clear cut. He's doing what he thinks is right, but some of the stuff he's doing isn't exactly right.
Yeah. When he
Yeah.
butchered, when he got to the accident.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So that's one movie where it's like, yeah, he's the hero, but it's not that clear cut.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then they're like the English guy. They're like, they got to constantly make him worse. It's like, oh, you'll kill this person, then you'll kill somebody else.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's like the Rambo guy. Where like, oh, by the way, he's a pedophile too.
Yeah. The Rampage also.
They do that. I've been because I know Frank watches it too, and he's read the books. But Outlander.
Yeah.
So I watched that with my wife. I got into it, and it's okay. It's okay. It's still kind of chicky, but you know, there's violence and there's sex and there's history, so it's cool. But the one character is like, oh, he's really bad, and then, well, yeah, he's kind of bad. Then he gets worse, and then all of a sudden, next thing you know, well, he rapes dudes, and he rapes one of the dudes. Oh, okay, well, he is a really bad guy. And then, oh wait, did we forget to tell you? He also rapes kids, and all of a sudden they have like raping kids. I'm like, wait a second. It just keeps getting worse.
We want. It's like,
bad he is.
wait. We don't think you hate him enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not sure that that people
It was
watching
just-
this hate him enough. He rapes kids
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah. We
No, I really
They
hate
told me
him.
about Rambo on like the Rambo, the guy from the fourth Rambo movie.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
Like I
yeah.
said, they went, if you didn't hate him for being a pedophile, they also got him in there stealing people's 401ks. He's like a Bernie Madoff guy.
Yeah.
He takes your fucking your grandpa's retirement and rapes kids.
It just keeps on progressing. It's
That's
like,
the one from like.
how come no one's killed this man yet?
That's the one from like 2009, right, or 2000?
He
yeah,
could-
2008. Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have stopped coronavirus, elected not to.
Yeah,
Just-
yeah. That's the one that me and Craig went and saw at the movie theater, and we were in there laughing and all the murder and
Did
stuff.
they even kill trees?
They were just like they put all those people out in the field and then they just start mowing them down with those. With the
Yeah. I remember I watched that. Then
we're just like laughing.
when the 50 cal part came up. Brian looked at me when Rambo raises up behind the guy that's on the 50 cal. Brian's like, "It's time."
Yep.
Because he cuts the dude's head off. It's just meat in the back of that truck.
I think never ran out of bullets.
Yeah. Yep.
That was also the Starved Hogs.
Yeah, starved hogs.
Starved Hogs. Where they feed the guy to the hogs.
Oh, yeah.
And stuff. Like, I turned to Mike, I'm like, Starved Hogs. He's like, what?
Then the woman that was crying during the village raid scene. There's a really violent village raid scene.
Well,
you saw it.
They threw a kid in the
They
fire.
threw the kid in the fire, and then then they napalmed him.
Yeah.
And this lady's like,
flamethrower.
And she's sitting right here, like in front of us, like over 2 seats. And I was laughing at her so hard because she was crying at this stupid movie.
It was like pro wrestling, but war.
She
you
was
really
like-
wanted the bad guys to die.
She was crying like it was fucking Schindler's List or something.
Dude, me and Craig were in the middle of a freaking theater, fucking cracking up.
Yeah.
You were too.
Well, people were cheering like a sporting event when we went there. When Rambo started
Yeah.
the mass killing, people were like, "Yeah!"
Well, we went with Bobby.
Yeah.
And Bobby, it was a couple years removed from a couple tours.
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah!
I'm like, this ain't gonna trigger your PTSD. He goes, hell no, this is great.
Oh, it was so good. I need
Rambo 4, you gotta see it. It's
I gotta-
not called Rambo 4, but
Just
it's
Rambo.
Rambo.
the fourth one.
I gotta see the newest one. I've heard it's not great, but
Yeah, I
I
heard
still
it
wanna
is-
see that.
I know, but me and Craig and I were like, I'm like, dude, it's kind of like, it wasn't really, because we didn't see the first 3 together, but we're like, all right, we're going to start a tradition. If any more Rambos come out, we're going to go see it. We never did this year. We meant to go do it.
Yeah, it was like Rambo versus the cartels, and like Jay, when he was different, Shreddington.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Shreddington said, he goes, Rambo versus the cartels, why did this not happen already?
Yeah, right.
Because, they
That's
kill
what-
kids, they do horror, like, cartels do really unspeakable things.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
Rambo, the character, even in the books, is from Arizona.
Yeah.
Border state.
Yep.
Cartel. It's like a clash that would happen.
I swear, and that was some of my friends. They're like, "Why did all of a sudden have him like be in Arizona of all places?" I'm like, "Wasn't the end of the 4th one? He goes back home to the family
He does.
ranch." That's what I thought, and they
Yeah,
didn't remember
Arizona.
that part. Yeah. So when they said cartels, I'm like, "That makes perfect sense." They're like,
Yeah.
"No, it doesn't."
But
I'm
I
like,
mean, yeah.
he's from Arizona.
Absolutely.
They talked about it in the 4th movie.
Yeah. Well, the reason they waited for this one to do the cartels is, because they wanted a 75-year-old Stallone to,
Well, that's the
not
thing.
a fucking
He straight
435.
up said that this will be the last time he plays a character, and now like a week ago he's like, "I'm working on new ideas for the character." It's like,
Is he really?
Well, I mean, he did it with Rocky too. He was saying something about like.
But
dying,
Rocky was able
but
to do
then-
the progression of
Yeah.
it. But what does he do with this character?
I mean, I don't know. Does he?
Well,
He
Because
doesn't.
now Rocky is the Mickey of it.
Yeah, right.
He trains.
Right.
So is Rambo like? Is it like?
Got to protect his
Well,
retirement
I mean,
village.
Or when America breaks up, is he going to join us?
Basically-
Stop the Civil War? What is he going to do?
I don't
Going to
know.
go out there with BLM?
I think what it comes down to now is that Stallone's just gonna they're gonna pay him an assload of money, so he's gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna even if that movie was god awful that was just out this last Rambo,
It was still-
they paid him an assload of money to
And
do
it was
it
still slightly successful. So
Yeah.
they'll do it.
because
Yeah.
somebody
If
will
it,
pay
if it made a profit, they'll do another one.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good it
no,
was. And I'm
they'll
sure it
pay
made a
him.
profit.
They'll pay him a buttload of money to just come on and do it.
Because when he's the only person that would have to get paid a lot, and it's his movie.
That's it.
So he doesn't have to pay and all the actors.
Yeah.
He
No,
doesn't need to pay a big actor.
Yeah.
He's the only big
I
actor.
mean, yeah, because who else was in the Rambo, the 4th one? Nobody.
No.
I
There
mean,
was people I've seen in
There
stuff.
was kind of a hot chick, but
The-
I
the-
don't
the-
know who-
the
I couldn't
hot-
tell you who
the-
she was.
The hot chick from that was in a Punisher movie,
Yeah.
and that's it. And she was actually in the 2 most violent movies.
I could have I saw her. I'm like, oh, she's hot.
She is really hot.
And then,
But I didn't know. I couldn't tell you who she was.
And then one of the missionary guys was in a season of 24. That's the only other person I knew in the entire movie.
Yeah, the New Zealand soldier, the the one with the bad attitude.
Oh yeah,
I've seen him in things before, but I don't know what. But I know
Yeah,
I've seen him.
yeah. I mean, like it's.
But no,
different.
they're not A-list people.
The budget's definitely going towards the movie itself and him, and then everybody else is an afterthought.
Yeah,
So-
and it's definitely different nowadays
Paying
than
random
it was back in
Cambodians,
the day. Because
yeah.
I mean, back in the day, like there was, I mean, you knew like character actors were like huge. They were in. I mean,
Yeah.
you'd see like. You'd see a movie, you look at a movie of the cast, and you're like, holy crap, there's like 30 people in this.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, it was control of the studio. You got paid a salary.
Yeah.
You know, so whoever got the biggest billing, yeah, they were probably a box office hit. They were probably big money, but they got paid a salary.
Not everything was like huge
No.
movies where like there's 40 famous people in it, like the Avengers movies and shit.
Yeah, now it's like, you know, when they do those, they got to sit and, I mean, that probably takes a ton of time in negotiating with all these different people how much they're going to pay.
Well, that's why they're
them.
signing people to 4 and 5 movie deals, because they can just throw them in these movies,
Yep.
and then when they're done making
That's what
them,
they gotta do. I mean, and that's the way it used to be. You were
studio controlled.
You were studio controlled. You were under contract, and they screwed a lot of people with that shit too. But if you were real successful, you made big money. Your life, you paid for nothing.
You could make a really good career out of
No.
being just a character actor.
I mean,
and you can now, but not as much as you could back then.
But even people who like they may get top billing on like a little bit lower budget movie.
Yeah.
But they made like a good salary, but if they made a lot of money for the studios, they didn't worry. They didn't pay for anything. They got their salary, and then like everywhere they go, they were taken care of. You know, I mean, there was restaurants everywhere all over Hollywood that, you know, like, oh well, this guy loves this restaurant. He never pays when he walks in that place.
Yeah, you know.
You know.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Speaking of character actors, I read something earlier. Today is the birthday. He's dead now, but is the birth date of Bernard Hughes. And you might not know him because he's a character actor, but he is the hero and savior of the Lost Boys' grandpa.
Oh,
He was
okay.
born on this date in 1915.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, he's dead. Been dead for like
Yeah, a while.
14. Actually, he was like 91. So
Yeah,
he's been dead for
I was
14
gonna say
years.
I don't think because I knew who. As soon as you said I know who Bernard Hughes, he was in a lot of
A lot of
stuff.
stuff. He's Blossom's grandpa and stuff.
Yeah, he was in a lot of stuff though. Back in the 50s and 60s, he was in a lot of stuff.
You know what I never liked about this place? Oh, the goddamn vampires.
Yep. It's his birthday today.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next point. Lost Boys, Joel Schumacher.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see the Batman Schumacher cut.
Oh yeah, I saw something about that.
I posted something on the site.
That's what I saw. What you posted.
When we talked about Joel Schumacher 2 weeks ago because he died.
Right.
Yeah.
2 or 3 weeks ago. Whatever the fuck it was. Schumacher died. The Schumacher cut of Batman Forever is 170 minutes long. That's 50 minutes longer than the original movie.
Right.
And what they
There's
did
probably
was,
really good things taken out.
because it was the first one after Batman Returns, which was dark and weird. And this one had more darkness in it, like more of the psychological stuff, like him dealing with his parents' death, and also how he is now and the mental stuff. And it had some more violence and stuff in it. The studio's like, no, man, we need to sell Happy Meals. You got to make this happier. Let's go.
I got so happy.
Right.
And
And
they
is
made
that
him cut-
is that the one with Christian Bale? Or
No. But Val Kilmer.
Val Kilmer. Oh.
Yeah,
Okay.
so like, and they're like, we got Jim Carrey for this. We got to appeal to the kid. You can't make this thing that dark. And they cut 40 minutes of footage from the movie.
And they made it shit.
And they made it...
Right.
It was the most successful Batman movie up to that point. Or, yeah, I think it was. But it was also the lowest rated at that point. Until Batman and Robin. But, which,
That's who.
that was also Schumacher. Oh, that was Clooney.
Clooney. Yeah.
Which they straight up admitted, we fucked up. We shouldn't have done this movie.
Yeah, George.
He just didn't look right. His
Oh, no.
face didn't even look right in the mask.
Give it up, Frieza.
Yeah.
Give it up.
Right.
Yeah,
His
Schumacher-
face didn't look right in the mask, man.
They got this 170-minute cut that he has in his personal effects. All they gotta do is basically fix it up, make it look good, and you can have maybe a good version. I liked Batman Forever because it was more campy, like the original show, like
Right.
the '60s show, and it had that soundtrack. We always talk about soundtracks for his movies, but it didn't. It was too cartoony. They needed more darkness to it, and
Right.
they fucked it up because studios do that. I don't know why studios do that. They'll fuck up movies and be like, "Oh, this is the way it should be," and then all of a sudden, a few years later, like, "Well, here's the director's cut, and it's so much better."
The director's cut of Batman for Superman with Affleck.
Yeah.
The director's cut of that. I heard that the movie wasn't very good. I watched the director's cut when it came out on Xbox Live to rent.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. But people said, well, if you saw the studio cut, you probably wouldn't have liked it. But it explained things because they said that the studio cut, it kind of things jumped, I guess, too quick. I don't know. I didn't see that version. But to me, it kind of flowed fine. I mean, it wasn't like good to me as the first Avengers, but it was good.
So the studio version jumped around a lot, kind of like that great classic Ghost Shark.
Ghost Shark, one of the greatest movies I ever seen.
Where we, all of a sudden we're like, wait a minute, you were just here, and wait, how is that an ocean?
Or I've been, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I've talked about the movie Rad before.
Rad? Really?
So I watched it again today,
Yeah.
and there's editing problems in it. Like, there's a part where, like, they show the crowd, and his friends are watching him in the final Hell Track race, and, like, his friends all of a sudden, they show them, like, come on, crew, get up!
Yeah.
But he hasn't fallen yet, and also the next scene's him riding, like, oh, he fell!
He hasn't fell yet.
So, it's like, I love that movie, but yeah, there's mistakes. But every movie's like that.
Yeah, they especially with extras like the Teen Wolf cock.
Yeah.
They whipped his cock out.
On the top
at the end of when Michael J. Fox wins the title as a human.
Yeah.
Just before the credits start.
Just before the credits start, a guy in the crowd whips out his dick.
And they just said, we're not taking
And
it out.
I don't know if no one noticed it, but it went out. That's the version you see. It's not edited out of anything I've ever seen.
Nope.
I don't even think they, like, when it was on TNT, they probably didn't fucking edit out.
It was in there, yeah.
So anyone that's seen Teen Wolf, you've seen a cock and you didn't even know it.
Well, the fucking, the Mummy, the Brendan Fraser one, the first one. There's a part where the guy who was going to hang him early in the movie becomes part of their expedition, and he's like this little Arabic guy, and he's like, yeah, because the things start eating him, and there's the scarabs go up his clothes, and he's like hitting himself trying to get him off, and he hits his pants, and his flap opens up, and you see the tip of his
dangle
penis.
falls out.
And like, I'm like, no, that's not real. And I'm part of a group, and they're like, here it is, and they show the. Holy shit!
We digitally closed in on this and blew it up, and yes, it is.
This is his dick.
And it was real. I was like, oh my god, that's true. Oh, it was good.
Yeah, that was to the Batman thing.
Yes.
Xbox is seriously considering buying Warner Brothers Gaming, all the
Yeah.
So they would own all the Lego games, all the Batman stuff, and Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
That would imagine all the PlayStation guys if they lose Mortal Kombat.
Oh my god.
The Lego games, maybe that's for kids. That's here or there.
Yeah.
Right.
But the Batman and the Mortal Kombat, you have to get an Xbox. Oh man,
that would
make them go so nuts, and it would give me so much joy.
And these aren't shitty Batman games. These are the Arkham Asylum, the really good games.
Yeah, the highly acclaimed, highly successful, big money. The Lego games probably make tons of money too.
Oh yeah,
because every kid has to have the fucking Lego games.
Yeah,
that would be the one that would shock me if they made those exclusive. But I would, man, please make Mortal Kombat an Xbox exclusive.
Just to see them freak out.
God damn.
They'd have to play it on their PC.
Yeah.
You have to get a PC and play it on there.
God, I would love that so much.
It'd be the best thing.
Fucking PlayStation people.
So yeah, well, they get mad about they're already bitching about it, but like they don't complain when Sony buys like exclusive content for Call of Duty that you can't play for a year, because they'll pay the extra money so you can't play a map for a year on Xbox, or you can't play.
They do it all the time.
Destiny. So fuck you. I hope you lose Mortal Kombat, assholes. I hope you lose it.
I hope you lose it.
Do we have a lot of PlayStation listeners?
We have a couple.
Yeah.
I'm trying to rile them up.
Fuck you, PlayStation.
But Aaron's actually buying the Series X, so
he?
he's switching back.
That's the new Xbox.
So then, all right, well, you've redeemed yourself.
Yeah,
the few people I work with, actually my friends that I work with that actually have listened to the show before are PlayStation people. So
yeah, like I think Neil always said he always played PlayStation, but his was the only reason was the controller.
A lot of people like the PlayStation controller.
That controller that they had forever and ever and ever. I don't know if they still do.
Yeah, it's the same basic.
It's never
design.
changed, and he's like, I love that controller. That's why I always played it.
People with big hands, it's that controller's.
And that's the
difficult
thing.
for them.
I think that's what it is. But he even said he's like that he wants an Xbox now. But it was never about like
the games.
it was always just about that controller. That's what he always said. He just loved that controller. And that's probably what it is, because he's got big, freaking fat fingers.
Just make it Mortal Kombat exclusive. Make my life complete.
Yeah, I want them to suffer bad.
And the Arkham games. Please make those two, I guess. But
Yeah.
I want to make him walk
There's
into
no
a
way.
Best Buy and buy that
there's no way
Xbox.
Here's the amazing thing. If they did that, you have Game Pass and you have all those games.
yeah,
So if you have the Game Pass like I do, I pay $10 a month. So every Lego game, I'm covered with my nephews.
Yep.
Every Mortal Kombat game, which I'm not going to play it, but I'll definitely play the Batman games. I love those.
oh yeah, the Arkham Asylum and Arkham City games. Yeah, fuck yeah.
Cream.
Oh,
When
it's
you
so
when
good.
you said you're covered with your nephews, first thing I thought was, I'm like, damn, they're a little old to be. Never mind, you got younger ones now.
Matthew.
now you got younger ones again.
Yeah, I got somebody else who usurped my things. So they come over. They were over all day today. Well, Matthew was. And then I got a little annoyed at my mom like I was a teenager a while ago. She's like, you need to come over here. I was like, leave me alone!
Yeah.
I had to go over there. Because I've been doing shit for them all day. I didn't say nothing. I obviously I'd never say nothing to her.
Yeah.
I went over there and had her set her stuff up because my dad never is awake past 9. So he's always in bed.
I swear to
It's
God.
like he's 100 years old.
That was actually one of the things I was going to bring up. Like, because I have to get up at like 5:45ish in the morning to get ready for work and stuff. So like I'm going to bed at like 9:30, but I can't fall asleep. I'm just trying to fall asleep.
Yeah.
And like I probably fall asleep by 10:30 most nights, but some nights I just can't. And the first fireworks night of the week I couldn't do it. But getting old sucks, man.
Yeah, you can't.
Like,
Well, you actually sleep less as you age.
yeah, that's a fact. I will
Yeah.
agree with that.
Which sucks because I never slept when I was
Yeah.
young,
Yeah.
so I'm screwed, man.
If like I'll sleep in every Saturday. I sleep in. I just do.
Yeah.
Because my body just wore out from the week.
Yeah.
But then Sunday, I'm back to being up at a decent time.
Yeah.
But I sleep till almost like 11 or noon, like I'm a teenager again.
Yeah.
Just Saturday, and then I get up. I'll get up tomorrow about 7 or 8.
I was dead ass tired because, I get up at 5:45. I got home from work at like 4 o'clock, and then we had kickball last night, and then we did that, and then we got some pizzas, and then some people from kickball came over. They didn't leave till like 11, and then we watched something. So I went to bed at like 1:15 last night. 7:14 this morning. I'm up.
Yeah,
I just could not sleep in.
I hate that when you can sleep in and you don't. You're like mad. Like,
I was like pissed.
Yeah.
I was like pissed at myself. Like, fucking stupid body.
Yeah, like Saturdays are usually like I have the subconscious thing I've always had. If I set an alarm, even if I've got 8 hours till that alarm goes off, I can't sleep. It takes me forever to sleep because it's like ingrained so far back in my head. But Saturdays I don't set an alarm.
Yeah,
But I've noticed it because Saturdays I'm like, well, I want to get up at 12:30 today, so I'm only going to sleep like 4 or 5 hours, and I'll set an alarm and I'll just lay there.
you're actually making yourself anxious.
Yeah.
No, people don't realize with insomnia, and I actually suffered from it during the lockdown because I wasn't at work. What happened was I got so bad, where I gotta get my sleep schedule right. Once you have that thought in your head, I gotta get up.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. The only way to fix insomnia, and this is how I fixed it, you have to say, I don't care if I sleep.
Nah.
That has to be your mentality.
Yeah.
I'll sleep if I need to. Eventually your body you'll pass out. You won't die from sleep deprivation.
No,
You'll eventually fucking sleep. So don't worry about if you sleep tonight or the next night. You'll eventually sleep. But what I was doing was, and I did it actually with work for a few times when I first went back too, is like, I gotta get in bed, I can't go without sleep. Once you have that thought, I need to get...
That's it.
If you try to hurry up and fall asleep, you will not sleep it in.
Yeah.
Don't even get in the bed.
No.
And another thing, if you're in your bed, they say, and you're having issues with insomnia,
Get up.
get out of the bed.
Yep.
Like I say, if you don't fall asleep within 20 minutes or a half hour, get out of the bed because you're going to sit there a while longer because your brain will associate bed with the anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
So get and sit. And,
Yeah.
But
makes
eventually it works. You have to have reverse psychology. Remember, say to yourself, I'm not going to sleep tonight, and it doesn't matter. You'll fucking sleep. You might not sleep great, but you'll sleep. You'll sleep some.
Yeah, I wonder if that's what it was this morning because my wife said last night, I said to her, you didn't set an alarm. She's like, yeah, I set one for 9:30. I'm like, why? We don't got shit to do. She's like, well, there's a birthday party tomorrow. I'm like, it's at fucking 2. We're not going to sleep till 2.
Yeah.
And she said it, and I think that was in my head, so I couldn't stay asleep.
Yeah.
I got like 5 hours and 5.5 hours in, and my body's like, nope, there's going to be an alarm going off sometime.
Yeah, I mean, I said, all right, well, I went and did my drug test this morning and all my stuff, and I said, all right, well, I'm just gonna read a little and watch, and I fell right asleep. Yeah, because I know how it works. I'm like, okay, well, I got Blue Planet on, and I'm gonna read a little something. And
exactly.
And I woke up like 5 hours later. I got up, walked upstairs for a minute. I go, it's pretty nice. Maybe I'll do something. All right, well, I'll go back down for a little bit. Yeah, 4:30 in the afternoon. Wake up. All right, now I'm up.
Yeah, that's like you get. I get about 5 to 6 hours of sleep.
That's what I average
normally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, if I get on the weekends, I'll get about 10 or 11 Saturday only. Then I go back to 5 or 6 again.
I'll tell you this: we usually leave here about 12:30, 1 o'clock on Saturdays after the show.
Yeah.
Sometimes earlier. Yeah. But usually, so I get home and I'm like, I'm not ready for sleep.
No.
And I'll be up till like 2. I won't, or 2:30 even. Like last week, I was stay up till 4 binging a show. It was stupid.
Yeah.
Well, we also didn't leave here till like 2 o'clock last week.
It was later last week because we got started later.
It's hard to sleep after a show because you're a little not amped up, but you're a little bit of stimulation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I have no intention of when I get because this is my time to be awake.
No, right now this is like lunch for you?
Yeah. I mean, essentially 10 o'clock's like my lunchtime, so it's like by the time by the time we get out of here, I go home. I usually just do a little something, and then I'll go for a walk or whatever. But I got a call to see if I have to go to a drug test and all that stuff.
Oh, you can't do it till 4 o'clock.
I can't do that till 4 o'clock. So, and I have come home and went, I didn't sleep for shit. I'm gonna and I'll nap out. My alarm automatically goes off 4:01 every morning. It's set.
Yeah,
that's just so I get up and call, and then, but most of the time I'm up anyway, and then I go to sleep afterwards once they tell me either I test or I don't.
Well, I think that's what my problem was because everybody was still shooting off last Sunday night fireworks. It's like, it's only July 5th. We're allowed to shoot off. No, only if it falls on a Thursday or Friday. I know the law. But anyways, I didn't fall asleep till 4 because I was watching a show. I was up at 8 o'clock, so I slept 4 hours. So when it came around Sunday night, I'm like, I should be calmer. I'll just go to bed a little bit earlier. And it was just as bad as the 4th of July on Sunday night, the 5th. Yeah. It was just as bad. Back to the fireworks. But so I didn't sleep well then, and I woke up Monday morning, and I don't know if I was stressed out while sleeping or whatever, but I had a huge burst blood vessel in my eye.
It's stress.
So the right side of my eyeball's been bloody all week. And everybody's like, what's wrong with your fucking eye?
Well, it's the same thing with me. I'll show you guys here my heat rash.
Oh, yeah.
And I've been getting it even when I was younger and much healthier.
That's worse than mine.
And, dude, you should have saw it. It's nothing.
Dude, is that what your sock band is?
It's my sock starts here.
Yeah.
And what happens is your sock, I do have edema for where I'm anybody over 250 pounds are going to have some form of edema. And it blocks off the sweat glands for about 6 or 7 inches on certain people, i.e. me, and then it just gets. I mean, it is a fire engine red, when it's above 90 degrees.
Yeah, yours is worse than mine. I got it on the top of my feet.
Yeah,
and that's it.
And then
since
when
last night,
when I first started getting it, my mom panicked because she thought I had blood clots, but it's not blood clots.
It's just the heat.
Because it goes. Well, the thing is, that's about 30% as bad as it was yesterday.
Wow. Yikes, man.
So, but it'll be gone completely by tomorrow, and then Monday, if it's super hot, it'll come back. but I don't get it in any time other than like July.
When it's real hot out.
Well, that's like our mom gets like I don't know what the hell happens, but like this has been since ever since I can remember, since I was a little kid. She gets Flintstone feet.
Yeah.
Literally in the summer, her feet get like 3 inches thick. They swell up, and they look like Fred Flintstone's feet.
Yeah. Oh, that just holds water.
Yeah,
Water retention.
but it's been like 40. I remember being a little kid. Like I remember it. So 40-something years.
Yeah, but the bad thing is now you can see her leg gets that way now.
Yeah.
Too.
Well,
Now her legs get like it, but always her feet.
Always
were
her feet,
always
yeah.
like that.
As we age, your mom was never like massively overweight or anything
No.
like how
No,
how
I
I
mean,
am.
she
But
had the
but
hips. That
but
was
you
it.
get to a certain point. I think they say above 250 pounds, and then above 40, your circulation to your legs.
Oh yeah.
It's you're gonna start.
Oh
having
yeah,
issues.
well even me being thinner,
Like, I can't see the
so I
bones
still-
in my feet anymore. They're just gone.
See, I can. That's what's
I
weird.
mean, I'm
It's
thinner,
really-
but I know that my circulation's not good. I know it. I know it because I know like when I go for walks, like my feet hurt. They never hurt when and now I have like $25 insoles in them, and I buy good shoes to walk in.
Yeah.
And my feet hurt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I can
Same
feel it.
thing.
Like I'll get home and take my sock off, and like my sock when it was slid on before I went out walking is fine. And then all of a sudden, by the time I get home, it's like pressed in. Yeah, so I know. I mean, there's swelling.
yeah.
and-
Yeah,
Like-
you're gonna get it. Like I was talking last week about Steve Serpentor.
Oh yeah.
He's like, hey, do you guys get sock rings? I'm like, oh fuck yeah, I
Fuck
get
yeah.
sock rings.
I
got like,
I mean,
Oh,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm small and I got twiggy legs, and I get seriously deep sock rings when I'm walking.
Well,
Yeah.
my feet have been hurting, like, and not even being on my feet, just my feet hurt.
Yeah,
like
mine,
burning.
yeah, mine.
hurt.
Oh yeah, mine just
Not like my
can't
skin's
touch 'em.
inflamed,
Yeah.
like it's beneath the surface.
Mhm.
And I'm explaining it to some of the people I know. They're like, "You got heel spurs?" Like, no, man, because I don't got heel spurs. It's. I'm sure it's just something else. The more I read about it, the more I start feeling. I'm like, "Fuck, I got heel spurs." And like you get like calcium deposits where if you look at the back of your heels, yeah, I got little spikes sticking out the back of my feet. I'm like,
yeah,
"Fuck."
yeah.
But you know what? My feet have been hurting for like 2 weeks. Do you know the only time they haven't hurt was last night and today. After I ran playing kickball yesterday, like for some reason running like stretched out my feet enough, or like
Well,
it's
then,
either
yeah.
heel spurs or plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like the kickball playing, and I only played 3 innings. I didn't play the whole game. Like stretched out my feet enough where, oh by the way, I was 1 for 1. I legged out a single. I beat the throw. It was pretty awesome. But
Nice.
it's the only time I haven't hurt. We lost though, but they haven't hurt since then. So I guess exercise.
Well, exercise does really help, yeah. But yeah, when I was kind of hanging out with that crazy eyes girl
Yeah.
from California, yeah, like one night, like she was trying to give me a foot rub because I gave her like a foot rub.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh my god, that was awesome. And so she's like, and I mean, she like grabbed like my foot and started to put. I'm like, good, nope,
Don't
you're
touch
done.
my feet.
And she's like, what's wrong? I'm like, they hurt. She goes, well, you need to get that checked out. I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. The next week of never.
As soon as
The
you
next week of
as soon as you
never.
make a doctor appointment, which you still haven't made since the day you got out of
Yeah.
jail. Just saying.
Rip the
Yes. I went to. Well, wait a minute. I went to the emergency room,
Yeah.
and they told me I was full of poop, and to go home and
Right.
flush all that out, and then go see a gastroenterologist.
I don't care what if my feet are hurting or not. Don't touch my feet. Like my wife tried to touch, like grab my foot and like I was trying to tickle me or something.
Oh,
I don't know
yeah,
what she's
yeah,
trying to
yeah,
do, trying to play around. I kicked her in the fucking face.
Right. Yeah.
Don't touch
Yeah.
my fucking feet.
Yeah.
I didn't kick her hard. Just
Right.
raised her. But
But-
don't touch my feet.
But I actually like. I mean, I used to go and get massages, and I loved when they rubbed my feet.
Don't touch my feet.
But
Yeah.
yes, I am very ticklish there.
I'm not even ticklish.
I am.
I'm like I can
Just
deal
doesn't
with that.
like the touching of the feet.
It's like it feels weird and like it's just it's like when the doctor hits your knee with the fucking little hammer. It's like that on the bottom of my foot. Don't touch my foot.
The funniest when I was with Rachel, and she got me to go get my first pedicure.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and I didn't know what it was. I go, yeah, I'll go with you. Oh, fuck it, I'll do it. I don't care. I'm a man. I'll do it. And they put your feet in this big soaking thing, and it like a whirlpool thing.
Yeah.
And it feels like amazing. And they put you in this chair, and it's like working on your back. And then, so this is sloughing off the skin. Okay.
Yeah.
So then they start like, working your feet, and this little Vietnamese woman like starts rubbing my feet, and I'm ticklish as fuck. And and I'm all relaxing. And all of a sudden, I didn't even realize she grabbed my foot. And she starts doing it, and I'm like, "Woo!" right out of the seat. I'm like, "What the hell did you do?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm like, Rachel starts laughing. She goes, "It's okay. He's ticklish."
Wow.
And I'm like,
Yeah, the feet.
"What the hell was that?" And and by this time, like all this like dead hard skin's gone too.
Yeah.
So it's just like soft baby skin, and I'm like, "What's going on?" But yeah, man, that was the best $30 I ever spent.
Only $30?
It was only $30 because Rachel got like a pedicure and a manicure. I didn't get The lady's like, "Do you want me to put this clear on your nails?" I go, "I don't want you putting nothing on my nails."
It helped.
I didn't.
I've never had a massage or pedicure or anything like that in my life.
No, I've the closest I've had is chiropractor massage, and that was about it.
Oh no, man! I've had like full blown.
No.
Yeah, like
I've
we
never
used to
done
go.
that.
We used to
Don't
go
touch me.
to.
Basically.
And Phil, if Phil's listening, he'll probably know of Lava Hot Springs, which is right inside of Idaho. Like, so it's like 2 hours north of where I lived in Utah.
It's called Lava Hot Springs.
Lava Hot Springs, and it's literally a hot springs, and then they have massages and stuff. But it's like we went in the hot springs, and we got
So you go in the hot springs and you can get a massage while you're in the hot springs.
afterward. You go in,
Oh,
you go and get the massage, and then but it's like a cavern that you go in, But then there's pools and stuff. But we rented.
I want to go in a cavern.
The whole
later.
town is is above a hot spring. So the room we rented, we had a hot tub that was mineral water. The pool was all mineral water. It's February and it's 18 degrees out, and we're swimming in a pool of hot mineral water.
Was it
It's
an
actually
indoor
kinda
pool?
cool.
No,
It was outdoor.
it was outdoor.
Oh.
Yeah, Phil says lava is a good time.
Yeah. And not
Yeah,
and
but
not,
they're
all right,
probably
here's
like a
like
swingers club
here's
or
the
something.
here's
Yeah.
the great thing. Like, okay, it snows. Okay, so there's
Yeah,
like
Phil,
a bunch of
you
snow.
don't go there to ass fuck chicks, do you?
There's like snow everywhere, but like certain areas, like
We got the best S&M
there's like
center.
there's like cement. So you're like
BDSM.
walking. I was walking from our hotel room. We had like a cottage.
Yeah.
I was walking from that to the pool, and the ground, even though it was like 18 degrees out, the ground, I had no shoes on.
Yeah. I know. I've seen that on the internet before, that place.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Lava Hot
But then when
Springs.
you get the massage, when they're done, they like immediately they start handing you these cups of lemon water. They're like, no, you need to drink. You need to drink. You need.
It's just
So you're
kicking.
dehydrated.
Yeah. They're like, you got to keep, and then they tell you this is what you want. We want you to do for the rest of, because then they know, like, too. I was where you're staying has hot tubs, mineral baths, all this, so they know you're going to keep dehydrated. You got it. So we're getting shit faced and
Yeah.
have 100%.
I 100% anal some breezy there. in
I'm not
2010.
surprised.
10. 100% anal some breezy.
So there's more minerals in that water than normal.
When we're there, we're at this bar. It's like a country western bar, and we're getting all tore up from the floor up, getting shit faced. But we had to keep drinking water too.
Yeah.
And like I told the bartender, I go, look, man, we had these massages. He's like, I got you, man, I got you. So he just kept giving us lemon waters. But we meet this couple, and they both worked at. Is it out in Hollywood, the Sky Bar?
Yeah, I think there's a Sky Bar.
Yeah, well, there's one in Salt Lake City too, and they work at that one. Anyway, but it's part of the one in Hollywood.
Okay.
So we start hanging out with this couple, and then I don't know why, but I'm always good at this. For some reason, I got them to skinny dip with us.
Yeah.
And of course, the chick was hot, so of course I wanted to see her naked. So
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, we're all wasted. We should just go jump in the pool.
Yeah, come on, why not?
Alan, I've got a story for you. That was Phil and his girlfriend back then.
You just don't know what he looks like.
Wait! I got arrested at the Western Bar. We were busted for pissing off the roof.
Yeah.
Nice.
We
Nice.
believe you, Phil.
You know what? If I'd have stayed there, if I wouldn't have had that couple come back over to our cottage and skinny dip with us, I probably would have got busted for the same shit.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, it was a rowdy place.
Pissing.
Yeah. And by the way, if you're listening to us on a podcast, if you're on your phone or YouTube in the next few days, we do live chat on Spreaker. So if you can check us out on Spreaker if you want to see us live Saturday, 10 p.m. Eastern time. But anyway, we're done with the plug. Yeah, I've never been to a hot spring in my life.
So is it speaker with an R in there?
Spreaker.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
speaker, and then you put an R after the P.
But after we get the Roadcaster, because it has that sound, I might just jump around from format to format for our live stream, because we can upload anything on here. But like, say we can try Twitch for a couple weeks, see if it works.
Yeah.
Try whatever for a couple. And
okay.
Something catches.
Was
We
the
catch
part
on.
called Wild Times?
Yes.
See, Phil knows
I
everything.
should go back soon. Yes, Wild Times. Yes,
Wild
it was.
Times.
I was I like to do wild things. I only stopped partying like a rock star a year ago. So.
I was going to ask you earlier and I forgot. Did you ever figure out who sent you the camera?
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't more.
So we can't find out. I was sent a gift from Amazon, and it was sent to my name.
Yeah.
But it was a. And the reason I thought it might have been a gift from somebody is because I remember how I said I wish I had a GoPro camera to put on my truck. Like that early episode 63. I was going on like it'd be cool to have a GoPro to film all the wrecks that I see all the time in my
Fuck
truck.
yeah, it would be.
And then I got sent a camera by somebody. I have no idea why I was sent a camera. And then it had all the accessories, like a little strap, a USB cable, a mount, everything that comes with the camera. But within the camera case was zit removal.
Right.
And then a set of tweezers. I'm like,
yeah.
I never ordered it. I do not know why it was sent to me.
But it came in like a straight up legit package.
It came in a legit package for a camera.
Wow.
I don't know who sent it. But so if you sent me a camera, you sent me zit cream. Probably came from Hangshai, China, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder if it was like
he said like Morgan said something like so. You thought Morgan was messing with him.
I thought Morgan was messing around. Yeah.
Yeah, he never. So I don't know why.
He said
that.
like, "Oh, the camera's on its way" or something.
Yeah,
It's almost like we talked about Wish.com a couple weeks ago. That's like what people get from Wish.com. They're like, I'm ordering this thing, and then they'll like instead of getting like the lady at work, her husband ordered like this replica toolbox thing, and he got like a fucking bracelet.
So.
Like a regular, like a bracelet a chick would wear instead of the toolbox he ordered. And they're like, oh, we'll fix that. It was like 4 months. He's like, just give me back my money. You're like, yeah, no problem. It took 7 months to get his money back.
The product that I ordered, this this foot thingy from, and it was from out of the country. I don't know really where, but. They said, "Oh, it could take a little while." Well, it was sitting like tracking it. It was sitting in L.A. It was sitting on the dock somewhere.
Yeah,
just sitting there
forever because I finally got it today, and I ordered it April 17th.
I thought maybe it was sitting at the FedEx location in Oak Park.
No,
everything sits there.
Yep,
because it's the worst.
Well, that's yeah.
But then again,
here's your Roadcaster.
It was coming from around the country, though.
That's where my Roadcaster is going to be staying.
And everything comes through the port of Los Angeles, so...
Well, and I understand that,
but... They quarantined, but they got 3 months?
Well, that's the thing. They sent it... Alright, the 17th was when I ordered it. It was officially boxed up and shipped the 21st.
It's still not bad. 4 days isn't bad.
This is what the lady showed me. You know, I look back and there was emails saying that all this stuff.
Yeah.
It arrived sometime between like May 11th and May 17th because I had several other things that I ordered, so I can't remember positively.
Yeah.
But at some point between May 11th and May 17th, when I hit the tracking thing, it showed it being in LA.
Yeah.
Or somewhere. They called it LA. I don't know exactly, but basically... That's where it was.
It's the ports at Long Beach.
Right, because the box shows that's where it was at. And it shows like the date it arrived, and
At
I'm
that
like,
point, they probably had such a backlog of stuff just waiting to get into the country and quarantine.
because like
and
I
stuff.
sent messages, I go, this is bullshit, I ain't got this yet. I gave you $65, and this lady's like assuring me that everything was done properly, and now I feel bad because it totally was.
Yeah,
she wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't.
But see, I think like a lot of these companies weren't, because now like I ordered a shirt from the Soundgarden website, from their website, and it flat out told me, because of COVID, don't expect to get it in 4 to 6 weeks like it says. We're back ordered, it's a limited edition shirt. You're probably getting it in 12 weeks. I mean, that's basically what they basically said to me.
Yeah.
Okay, so whatever.
I don't think we have to worry about that with the Roadcaster, though. It's coming from...
It's coming from Fort Wayne.
Right.
Yeah.
So normally Fort Wayne would be next day, even without next day air, because it's just... Fort Wayne is literally right below Coldwater. It's not far.
Eric, the guy at Sweetwater, said...
Probably Wednesday.
He said that they're going to it'll be packed up and shipped out Monday morning with the, he went on a little bit, but he told me that they have not had hardly any issues. And he's like, we send tons of stuff to Michigan all the time. He goes, and we have had very few issues of anything taking more than 2 or 3 days. Yeah. Even during all this, he said. So, but yeah, I mean, it's stuff, like I said, some of the stuff I'm ordering, it's been from, I've ordered a lot of, even though Rockabilia is based out of Minneapolis, a lot of the shirts are exports that they get. So if I ordered it, they have to wait until it gets to them from out of the country. So like certain things I bought at Christmas time, I didn't get until the middle of January, you know.
So my question is, what happens if the Roadcaster gets delayed? Will you lose your fucking mind?
Yeah.
Okay.
He said that they had it though, so
they didn't have any in stock for a couple weeks,
right? But he said they got it.
And then when he said there's verification issues, I was like,
no, all it was.
Mike gave up. He straight up messaged me. He's like basically just throwing in the towel. He was done.
I sent the message. I said, just cancel the order, please. And he's like, is there anything we can do to not cancel? Because he didn't want it. He loses his commission, And I was like, I wasn't even mad. I just gave up. Like, forget it. It's going to be another couple weeks. I know that's what this is about.
Yeah.
Basically, that phone call with the sales associate. The sales engineer was the guy that you dealt with.
Yeah, Patrick.
And then Eric was the sales associate. And I think I spent 3 total minutes dealing with it. And I probably talked more of the 3 minutes than Eric did.
Yeah.
So,
well, what happened to me, like, the guy, the Patrick guy called me.
You tried to be me.
I was portraying myself as you because I've handled the credit card orders and our policy is even if it's the guy's wife and I know it's his wife, I'm technically not supposed to sell him something with their card.
Yeah.
Right.
So when he called me and I'm at work and I'm on the road, Alan, I'm like, hey, yep, this is Alan. I'm pretending to be behind. He's like, yeah, we're good. And he's going on and I was just praying he didn't ask some sort of verification type, and he didn't. And then I got that email from him. I'm like, oh no, and Alan's probably asleep. And I was like, if like.
Well, it's funny, because it was funny. Like I said, I woke up, I went upstairs, said, oh yeah, I might do something. I came back down. I said, I'm gonna call and get you. Texted me the number. I said that I'm gonna get this done out of the way. So I was laying in bed, so I did that, and then I checked some Instagram or whatever, and then I woke up at 4:30.
Yeah.
So, that's why I had to charge my phone because I never hooked it back up to the charger.
So now like the mics we have are plenty good enough. We'll probably use them for a while. I've heard good and bad things about the pod mic, so I don't know, or if it would just be better just to have Shure mics, just that way none of them ever break ever.
Yeah, and I wonder
if we haven't had any bad. I mean, they sound good.
Yeah, they sound.
So there's no point in us changing this point.
Well, and I mean, I haven't had an issue with the sound of those Behringers at all, and we're running them through a shitty interface too.
So I mean, my thought is, eventually, we have to upgrade as we get bigger and bigger and
Yeah.
bigger.
Build the studio edition. Out of that
Yeah.
house.
I mean, that is a thought.
But my thing is,
I won a
I'm
lot of 47.
I'm so like brand oriented. Well, if I've got a broadcaster, I gotta get the mic that's designed for that.
I've read a couple that were the guys.
Some people didn't. I've read.
You're talking about people that had, mics that cost $500, $600, $700. They were buying like really fucking expensive mics. They're like, I don't like the pod mic that much. Well, it's because you own a $600 mic.
Well, if you order the Shure S7,
yeah,
the $400 one that fucking Joe Rogan uses,
Right.
so they're using shit like that. So of course the pod mic's not going to sound good, but
compared to that,
no.
But they did a comparison. The only reason though, to me, like the only reason I'm hesitant to buy a pod mic is because we like people, like we have people over. Sometimes we would just pass the mics around, and that Shure is better for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Or like a dynamic microphone. Even though pod mics technically are dynamic microphones.
Yeah.
I don't know. And they weigh a lot. That's what I heard too.
They're
heavy.
hefty.
They're heavy
Yes.
as fuck.
If I
So I'd have to get new
lottery,
stands because your stand would not handle a pod mic.
No,
It
it'd
would
be tipping
it would
over.
be tipped the whole time.
If I win the lotto, we're gonna have a pod house.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be like anybody wants to come by. You know.
Well, then we have a 14-channel guy and an engineer, so I don't have to even worry about that anymore.
Right.
Well, if I
People
win
will
the
be
lotto,
like, "You making money off this?" No, but I won $10 million, so it don't matter.
Yeah, it's a big-time loser, actually.
or
It's
something?
10.55 now.
Is it?
Nobody won it.
Oh, that means I didn't win tonight.
This podcast
Neither did I.
is hemorrhaging money. $20 a month for
Yeah.
my Spreaker.
Well,
Yeah.
how about this? If I win the lotto,
Accounting just got a hold of us, said we're hemorrhaging money.
Yeah.
if
How
I win,
dare us buy a Roadcaster on the budget?
If
It's
I
not
win-
on the budget.
if I win the lotto 47, the 10.55 million, the house next door to me is going up for sale.
It is.
I'll
Oh
buy
yeah,
it.
yeah.
I'll buy it, and yeah, we'll just have podcasts there. If you drink too much, you sleep in one of the bedrooms.
Yeah. But like, if we win the lotto, I'll go back to drinking again. I'm not gonna worry about health.
It's got a finished basement. You could just turn.
I could just pay for new health.
Just turn
Yeah,
the,
I
Just go. Can I get some new health?
I'm gonna pay for new parts.
just turn the finished basement into the
Well,
studio.
why can't I get a liver? I got $1 million.
Yeah, like a Rothschild. Got fucking he got 3 heart transplants or something.
Right.
None of us could even get one.
Nope.
Yeah, yeah. And who miraculously just died all of a sudden and got?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, we got a heart for you. Oh, that's only number 3.
Yeah. It's fucking insane.
Did you guys see they finally finished up blowing up the palace today?
Oh, yeah. I saw that was coming up, but no, I did not.
It was 8 o'clock this morning.
So
they imploded the rest of the
They
palace.
imploded it.
The Palace of Auburn Hills is gone.
Yeah, that property's prime real estate. That's
Yeah.
why.
Well, it does, and it is, and there's no need for the stadium to be there. They're not using it for anything.
No,
So
but it
there's-
was still like he had put money into it a couple of years prior or whatever. But
Yeah.
it was a great venue.
I
It was
think
a
they did just
great
before
venue.
Mr. Davidson died. But Gores didn't put anything into it, as far as I know.
Yeah, he did. He upgraded. Yeah, he did some upgrading on seating and stuff.
Well,
It was just a couple of years because he was trying to get butts in the seats when the Pistons were starting to play bad.
oh, that's true. Yeah,
It was like $50 million he dropped into it.
I didn't realize it was that.
And it
much.
was only like a couple of years before, like, because everybody knew they were going to move back to Detroit, but he kept it pretty under wraps for a minute there. And then all of a sudden, because LCA was ready to open, then all of a sudden he's like, "Yeah, we're going to play there now." I'm like, don't you still got a lease with this? Yeah, fuck them,
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna make more money off of being whatever it's gonna be than they. Will.
Oh, the property's prime real estate. They're going to
they're not gonna put one building there. They're gonna put multiple buildings
Yeah,
there.
that's going to be.
A research and
Well,
development firm and something else.
Yeah. Somebody.
It's that spot's.
He made I guarantee he made an assload of money selling that property. If he sold that property.
I didn't even know they were going to tear that fucking thing down. Then I drove by it one day and it's like half destroyed. I'm like,
They
I didn't know they were doing
They
this.
took down the whole outer shell and they imploded the framework. This
And
morning.
when I deliver up to Lapeer, I go that way and I go through Gooder, and I was like, holy fuck. And the Palace isn't that old of a building, what, 90s?
1989.
89, yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess it's, but still, I guess.
No,
They've done so many renovations.
And that was the thing too. That was another thing when Bill Davison funded that whole thing.
Yeah.
And he owned it outright. When he died, he owned that outright
I bet
for
the
years.
people from Flint are pissed.
Yeah.
Because driving from Flint to there is not a bad ride. It's probably a better ride than people from Detroit. Not in distance, but in aggravation.
Yeah.
Because from Flint to there, there's nothing really in between.
No.
But you got to go through all the Detroit metro area if you live down
Especially
river
now.
or-
I mean, now it's like 75's like shambles right now, ain't it? I mean,
Yeah, they're not even done till like.
I mean,
late
I
next
haven't
year.
been like when I was in jail last year and I had to go work in the county parks. We got on 75 a few times to go back to jail, and I'm like, what the hell are they? I mean, they had it
The
completely.
fuck is that?
Some weird.
I don't know what it was. I just heard.
Because they're like completely redoing all the bridges, all the overpass, and everything.
Oh yeah, and the entire freeway. They're making it 4 lanes where it used to be 3.
Remember they cut the WOW internet fiber optic cable when they were fucking over there by.
Oh, yeah.
I guess it's somewhere under the ground out there by Troy, and they fucking cut. So I didn't have internet for a day.
Oh yeah, it's
Some
between.
jackass.
They were between Adams and what's it, Square Lake?
Yeah, because that's when Frank. That was when Frank was like, "Oh, I guess you guys should get Infinity."
Yeah, you gotta go to Comcast.
If it didn't cost me double, I would.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah. So, but I heard that, fucking who's the guy, Piston guy, Rasheed Wallace is all pissed off. He's like, I'm done with the Pistons now. They moved out of the Palace. Like, why? I love that building.
I haven't heard shit
I
from
don't know,
Rasheed Wallace in a decade.
I don't know.
Damn.
Well, I know the thing with Rasheed. I know him and Cliff Robinson. They love to hang out at that bar that was right across
Post.
The Post, yeah.
Yeah.
They always hung out there.
Yeah.
Always, like even off season because they lived out there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But is he living in this area?
I think he's. I don't know if he lives here anymore.
No, he was an assistant. He retired in 2013, and he was an assistant coach with the Pistons in 14 and 15.
Right.
But then he went off to do other stuff. He doesn't even live here. The last time
he
said the last time he was in the building was in 2017 when they retired Rip's number, and he laid on the floor and he looked up at the rafters and they took a picture of it and stuff. And he's like, after that, everything kind of hit the fan. He doesn't like the new ownership. They should have never moved it back down to Detroit. He doesn't like it, so he's done with them.
Oh, okay.
I don't care.
I don't blame him for not liking new ownership. I don't like Tom Gores either.
No, but yeah, but anybody else who's interested in buying it was from out of state. They weren't like he's from out of state, but he's raised here.
Yeah.
But you always run the chance that they're going to want to move back to their hometown.
You
or
know,
something.
I mean, I don't know. Look, I know he really when he got Stan Van Gundy, I thought it was a great move. I just think he gave too much power to Stan Van Gundy.
You shouldn't be able to run the basketball team on the floor and in the front office.
No.
You can't do it.
Unless you're Greg Popovich.
Popovich can do it, but even him,
he doesn't. But he's not.
He's not the only one making those decisions. In
His
the front
head
office.
isn't so big that he needs to do that.
Yeah.
He knows where his head's supposed to be. I think Stan Van Gundy's head got too big.
Yep.
And and then make it. I mean, dude, seriously, really? I mean, look, I like Blake Griffin and all, but come on.
That fucking deal.
What the fuck were you thinking?
That's just it's insane.
You thought? Did you really think that we were one piece away from a fucking championship? That you gave up the fucking farm for a guy who spends half his fucking time on injury?
Yeah, and knowing that full well that you weren't probably gonna be able to keep him and Andre Drummond.
And he's a max fucking contract of fucking $38 million a year eventually.
They owe him 2 more years.
Like the modern Bill Walton. He's great, but he's always hurt.
Yeah, he's a hell of a player.
Oh,
hell of a player.
Well, I mean that
when he's healthy.
Well, it wasn't. Was it last season that they got to the playoffs?
And
they were the 8th seed. Yeah. He played great all year, and then just before it's time to go to the playoffs, he starts.
My leg.
And then they trade. I don't even remember what they traded Drummond away for.
The big thing, Drummond, 2 second-round picks.
Good.
Yeah.
God.
Well, they weren't going to get any. I mean,
Yeah. Well, I mean, if they wouldn't have traded for Griffin, they could have re-signed this young, fresh center who hasn't been on the injury list almost at all.
I understand. I really didn't think
Pistons, man.
I didn't really think Drummond was like the answer, though. I mean, I just don't.
The thing about Drummond is
he's had a max contract with us already, and
no.
Yeah, that was just.
He had an extension. He hadn't got a full max contract yet.
Yeah.
So
I just don't know about giving him like.
But you're giving it to Blake Griffin.
Well, I understand, but I mean, Blake Griffin's more of an all-around player. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I think that Drummond's more of a complementary piece to. Yeah, I think that he's just not. If you're going to have 2 max contract guys, I don't think he's one of them.
No, that's what I mean. If they didn't have Griffin, he would be the max contract guy.
Yeah, and I just think that I don't know how
And he's
all
still,
that works.
even on a max contract,
He's
he's
old
not
school,
wouldn't be
like-
making as much as Blake Griffin is making.
No.
Not even close.
But I mean,
I'll tell you what, he went to Atlanta, right? Is that who had him?
no Cavaliers.
Oh yeah, that's right. They were talking about Atlanta at one point. All right, never mind.
Yeah,
He's not gonna,
that was just before
he's not gonna do
Beeline.
shit.
That was just before
Yeah.
Beeline went. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna coach.
He's not gonna do shit.
I'm not gonna coach Cavaliers
Cleveland's
anymore.
not gonna do shit. Not him, but
And
Cleveland.
then, but he's like, but just before I left, I'm gonna give up 2 second-round picks to get Andre Drummond in here.
second round. That's D League people most of the time.
Yeah, but you know what? With the way that I actually with how they're doing this G League thing now and stuff. I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
man.
but that doesn't even start.
No, I know.
That's
I
I,
mean,
think
not
next
yet,
year.
I don't know.
Who knows what's happening?
Look, what Stefanski had shit when he first came in here after they got rid of Van Gundy, and the couple guys that he got with 2nd-round picks, they're not doing. They've played some quality minutes, you know. So
Yeah.
So I mean, like, if he can find a diamond in the rough, I mean, one guy was potentially going to be a 1st-round choice, but he had a massive injury, and it dropped him out of the 1st round, and we snagged him in the 2nd round, and we could just let him sit and heal.
There's potential there. That's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
What's that kid's name, man?
I cannot think of it because it's been so long since anything happened.
Yeah, there's
I
just
don't
like no, I know, dude. It's like, I mean, it's like listening to sports talk. I'm like, I mean, there's really nothing going on.
No, there's
You know?
not. And the way they keep on baseball, I don't know. Baseball is
Dude.
technically maybe going to happen,
I don't know,
but
man.
there's like they have like 9 people a day testing positive in baseball. How are you supposed to? Hey, I don't know. It's gonna be tough.
You know what? Let them play baseball and let God sort it out at the end of the day, man.
Yeah, but-
You know what I'm saying?
well, thing is, like,
Who gives a fuck about you and your family? You just fucking get out there and hit that ball.
yeah. Well, the thing is that the testing's like, if the testing's way up but the deaths are way down, so I'm thinking like, is either switch to an asymptomatic variant where it's like not as deadly as before, or everybody had it in like April, like that. Even if you didn't know you had it, like,
Right.
and they just didn't test everybody because there's more people dying.
That's like The Walking Dead. Everybody has the zombie thing in them. It doesn't appear till we die now.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just don't. I mean,
I think I bet that if we all like, I actually didn't. I tested negative for it, but I bet if we all tested for the antibodies, I guarantee you, we'd all have it, or like 2 or 3 of us would have the
Right.
antibodies. I've had to have that shit. I've eaten in restaurants. I've been exposed to it. I've had to time and time again.
And
You
Danielle,
know what I mean? Like, had to have been around it.
Danielle hasn't been tested, but she's convinced in late December when she was sick for like 3 weeks, she had that shit.
Well,
And it was before they knew what the hell was going on.
Well, it's kind of like me. I have asthma symptoms, and I got real bad. You guys remember, you were listening.
Yeah.
Yep.
I couldn't breathe for a month. Asthma medication really didn't help, but steroids. They gave me steroids, and I got better.
Yeah.
And they're finding now that people that get COVID, steroids is helping them.
It is.
So
Yeah.
it's like, I wonder if I just
Well,
had
like the-
COVID. Because when I was coughing at night, when all that happened, I had coughed so hard I thought my ribs were going to break. Like, it was an unholy cough. I have no, even when I had the flu, I didn't cough like that.
Well,
But I didn't feel sick. I just was coughing and wheezing.
And that's what I think. That, like, well, there was one doctor that I saw. It was a small
And that
clip
was
that I
December.
Yeah.
and this doctor basically like did a little video, and he said, "Whatever you hear from anybody out there, don't believe any of it because we don't know."
Yeah.
He's like, "We're learning new stuff every day,
Yeah, every
and they're
time.
they're doing autopsies, and they're finding that okay, it's definitely a vascular issue because it's causing blood clots." You
Yeah.
know? I mean,
Well-
look at that actor Nick Cordero that
Yeah.
died, 41 years old, healthy man, lost his leg, was in a coma, and basically they're like, yeah, if he survives, he's going to have a double lung transplant. This guy was a healthy man.
Yeah. So
You know?
it's well, same thing with, remember my mom went in.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When she went into the hospital, it was in January. When I went in, there was nobody in the emergency room. Literally, there was like one guy had been shot.
Right.
And the guy next to, and there was like two other people, and he was fine. He was just kind of holding his arm, like, oh, this hurts. But then there was no sick people.
Right.
My mom a month later went in, and they couldn't even get her a room, and there was young people like code redding and couldn't breathe and shit. Like it was all like flu shit. And they said, yeah, people are. And they told my mom, who was dying, you're not the sickest person here. You're gonna have to sit out here in the hall because there's people sick. I never seen so many sick people in my life.
Wow.
And they finally got her a room, and then it happened just like COVID with her. They did the thing. Well, do you want to go on a ventilator? Because COVID wasn't a thing yet.
Mm-hmm.
They hadn't even heard of it. And then her, by sheer chance, her heart doctor was downstairs. He was
Right.
and they brought him up to talk to her, just to see how she was doing. And he looked at her legs and said, "It's not her lungs that are acting up. It's her heart." And they did heart treatment, whatever they do for people that get heart, and she lived.
Yeah, I remember.
So I'm wondering, like, Mom, I go, that's what they're finding with the COVID people. It actually ends up fucking their heart up.
Yeah, that's
more than the lungs.
Yeah, that's where they're saying they're finding out that it's actually vascular, not respiratory.
Yeah.
And the blood clots, that's the huge thing. The blood clots are vascular.
I would be shocked if we took the antibodies tests. I'd say we probably all been exposed to it because I've just been around so many people.
Yeah.
I've not had. I mean, I'm talking eating food when I drop it on the ground. It's like not. I mean,
I've worked this whole time.
Yeah. You guys worked the whole time. You never even had time off.
I have no idea who's. Well, one guy at work, his dad died from it, but he hadn't seen his dad. He hadn't been around his dad. Hadn't seen his dad. Didn't live here.
We had a guy in our building who died. We didn't find out till months later, but he worked in, because we have like 3 wings. He worked in the farthest wing away from us. He actually died from it back in April, and they didn't tell us because he wasn't in the building at the time. He worked satellite a lot, so he wasn't there a lot.
Right.
But he died. Was never in the building after he got exposed. But other than that, as far as we know, no one else in the building has gotten it.
Well, that's like the one of our managing guys. He started last year working there, and he's an older man. We brought him out of retirement to help us with the company, and he quarantined himself as soon as it all started.
Yeah.
Before they even did the shutdown.
Yeah.
He quarantined himself because he was a very, very heavy smoker for 50 plus years and quit. So he had lung issues. Well, then his kids were still coming by, and one of his kids gave it to him. Oh. He didn't have it. He was doing the right thing by quarantining himself.
Well,
and then he got it when his son came over.
No, man.
Yeah. See,
but it's still, some people's immune system doesn't.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's like an autoimmune, their immune system overreacts, and then that makes them sick.
Yeah, and I mean, this dude's 6'7" and 150 pounds.
Yeah.
He's just scrawny. Yeah, but
stringing.
Yeah. I mean, he's he's a great guy. I loved working for him, but he's still off right now.
But I wonder if people are
he works from home.
If the death rate's going down so much, because now it's basically 0.5, 0.5%. I wonder if it's simply just because of sunlight, people are out in the sun.
And it's hard to say.
In the winter, you're all cooped up in a fucking house.
Because I mean, that's what a lot of people were saying. Well, once that heat kicks and once summer comes, it's just going to dissipate. Well, then look at all the new cases in Texas and the new cases in Florida and hot states. But are they? But the death rate's not.
To me, I'm not at all downplaying it. You can get it, and it can kill certain people.
Yeah, I just don't know that.
But I just don't know that how fatal it is now. And I'm hoping and praying this is an asymptomatic variant, because they can get worse in the second wave, or they can turn to nothing.
Right.
That's what happened to what was the one? Ebola. Remember everybody was
Yep.
worried about Ebola?
Yeah.
The second wave of it came through here, and people,
No, nothing.
it just went through your body, and you were fine.
Yep.
But-
Yeah, and I thought exactly. I thought the same thing that you were just saying. That's what I thought. It was okay. Well, like, what if? All right,
They don't
What if
mutate
it's
for the worse. It ain't always like a movie.
right? Just
You know,
'cause it's,
they-
yeah, I'm like, just because it's mutating doesn't mean it's going to mutate to something worse.
Now,
you know?
the Spanish flu, people were worried about the Spanish flu type thing.
Mhm.
The first time it was kind of like COVID. Old people and certain people died. The second wave came through and it killed like 18-year-old men,
yeah,
like
Yeah.
healthy dudes.
yeah, right,
Like, and that was the primary deaths were 18 to 30-year-old men.
right.
Yeah.
And no, they don't know why it targeted that age.
Probably just
but
that
it
they
did.
were, yeah, especially at that
Or
time.
like, you get out there and you work. You got to be a man.
Especially at that time,
Yeah.
you're talking during that time, kids stayed close to home and played.
Yeah.
Mom stayed home and
Yeah.
you know,
at that time,
You go out in that field and you get that Spanish flu like a man.
Yeah, shit, it was what 1918 when that happened. 1919.
yeah, I mean,
you were
you were-
15 and you were a man,
So-
basically.
So when I was in the lockdown and I was all scared because I didn't know how this COVID thing, I watched documentaries on that and just scared myself to death.
well, of
So they-
course, that's what you
That's it,
did.
yeah.
And then
Because that's what you should do, right?
yeah, and then they had it would like tear through hospitals, and the hospital workers would end up dying, treating people
Yeah.
because it was a 12 hours you would die. Like say you got it at noon, you were dead by midnight. Most people, it wasn't no days of
No, it's a-
figuring out what
Yeah.
to do.
It was a plague, man.
Yeah,
it was
and-
just like came through and
Yeah.
like bye.
And the funny thing is, I never heard much about it. The only time I even heard it referenced in pop culture was the fucking Twilight movie.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what
like-
Edward Cullen died from.
Yeah, like that's the only time I even heard. Oh, Spanish
Oh,
flu, what was
really?
that?
Well,
Yeah.
Well, that's how he got turned, because the guy who became his dad, the one who turned him because he felt sorry for him or something, but he was basically dying from the flu, so he turned him into a vampire. He happened to be the doctor on duty.
Yeah, and he was dying from Spanish influenza.
The same thing. That's because Danielle, now Elizabeth,
And,
watched
wait,
it too.
oh, okay. So
Yeah.
this doctor was a vampire
He was
doctor.
already a
I
vampire.
thought it was like some like flu or like the bird flu or one of these other flus
No.
that kind of killed a few people. No, it was
No, no.
awful.
No, I knew it was a bad thing, but like it was almost at the same time it was like Typhoid Mary and shit. So I'm
Yeah.
thinking, oh, I
Well,
heard about it, but it wasn't
when
couldn't have been
when
that bad.
this thing first
It had like
hit-
a Native American smallpox level of fatalities.
when
Bad.
this
Yeah.
this COVID thing started, I'm like, the first thing I thought, oh yeah, just like SARS and all that. And actually, like SARS was actually like it was very deadly.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
what was it? They said that
it didn't spread as quick.
It,
man.
yeah, right. And they were able to contain it easier.
Well,
They knew what it was. Too. I mean, they figured it out like what it was compared to they don't know how to treat this. You know, I mean,
Well,
They're basically just trying different
And
The
things.
thing, the thing is, my prediction with it is, by the time they come up with a vaccine, it'll already have burned through the population, and it'll be almost pointless.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
It'll-
There'd be no point. Because I mean, how many fucking people have had it now? It's been millions by now.
Yeah.
What's the point? You know, it's like
Yeah.
it'll
It'll end up being part of your yearly regimen for little kids,
yeah. This is
like with
basically
your chicken pox and
like
everything else.
Neil was telling me about something that he watched, and there was a doctor that just said, "Look, you know what? There's plenty of other countries that use masks, and guess what? This probably is the new normal. You're probably gonna have to wear masks."
At
Yeah.
that term. Only I'm supposed to use that to annoy people.
the new normal.
Yeah,
I
I'm the one who
hate
uses that.
New
And,
normal. I hate it.
Well,
but-
there's a lot of usually with countries with shit pollution.
Right, but even
Yeah.
like in Japan, a lot of people do. It's just because there's a lot of people packed into
Yeah.
That's
smaller
true,
areas.
yeah. There's-
It's
Yeah.
not just because in China there's a ton of people, but like really the major, even outside the major polluted cities,
Yeah.
there's.
I don't give a fuck. They lied about their numbers. They say that their numbers are lower than ours. Bullshit.
China?
I don't believe
They're
that.
living on top of each other.
China.
Yeah.
I don't
They're
believe
bullshit.
that. Yeah.
They now they're not as fat as we are. They might have had a better mortality rate,
Right.
Because they're not all fucking 300
But no,
pounds.
they had
they're
Like how
infections-
big we
they're-
are, but they're not.
That was the thing. Their infections all of a sudden, like they reached like a number like, oh, they stopped, and it never got any.
Yeah.
I don't buy it. Yeah. But
Yeah,
like,
I mean, like-
Japan was like really interesting that they didn't have like.
Well, well, the thing is, the people there are really super orderly.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you tell them, "Hey, man, stay in, do this, this, and that," they'll listen.
Yeah.
But like here, people hate each other, and we like to fight, and we think we're being told what to do.
Yeah.
And some people would rather die
I
than be
know,
wrong.
It's like the people that are like. I mean, I don't really care for the governor. I don't really know anything about her, but like when people refer to her as Whitler, and I'm like, oh yeah, because like she smoked 6 million Jews.
Yeah.
And performed tests on them, and
well, they do.
I'm like,
they do
she's just like Hitler.
Yeah,
How'd you know?
They do that to every politician.
Oh, yeah.
They got,
So-
yeah, they got to make him an evil Nazi somehow.
Yeah, I'm not pro or anti-mask. I just don't think it does anything. It's pointless to do anything at this point because it's spreading. You can't stop it now. Fucking who cares? The only thing you should do is what Sweden did. The infirmed and the elderly people are put them away and just live your life because it's still spreading. And it's what are you gonna do? There's nothing you can do. People aren't gonna listen. They're not gonna.
And Neil made a good point. He's like, okay. He goes, at first they said you could get it. Why aren't we wearing shields? He's like, because they said you could get in through your
Eyes and everything.
He's like, so they were talking about shields and stuff. He goes, now it's like, well, now just the mask. He goes, what happened to gloves? He's like, we were supposed to wear gloves too all the time.
Yeah.
What? You know, like when I go in for my drug test, I have to have a mask on. I have to put gloves on as soon as I walk in there. You know,
I don't think that there's anything that can do from here on. Maybe in the beginning, but from here on, there's nothing they can do.
Well, I
don't think it matters.
Like you said before, like nobody knew what was going on. They didn't know. They were telling you not to touch your eyes or wash your hands all the time, wear gloves, wear face masks, because they had no fucking clue.
right?
Now,
Which I incessantly.
I don't know if the
touch my
mask would
eyes.
make
Yeah,
a difference or not.
if it's highly infectious, as they say, I've either had it or I'm getting it. There's not stuff. I gotta deliver. I go to 12, 13 places a day. I forget my mask. I drop my mask on the fucking ground, and I gotta put it back on my fucking face.
My mask
There's nothing gonna save me. Nothing.
Right.
You know, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah. Well, like when they were saying, "Oh, don't touch your eyes," you know, you can get it that way, and I'm like, "Well, I'm fucked," because my eyes get so dried out because my eyelid from my accident doesn't close properly, so my eyes get dried out all the time. And I'm constantly rubbing my foot. You know, I got to go wash my hands all the time, which my hand washing has always been.
I'm pretty good about that.
Yeah.
Well, because I at work, my hands. I wear rubber gloves a lot, just because I deal with oily parts, and you know, so I hate dealing with that shit. So but then I take them off, then I gotta wash them, and then I rub my face.
The true test to me, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, what this is really about is after the election. What are they going to say about COVID and mask? And
I'm gonna be curious.
And because after that's over, then we'll oh, okay, this is the truth.
Yeah.
like all of a sudden people start the roles reverse. Oh no, you got to wear them, or don't worry. You don't hear about it again.
Yeah.
Right.
You want to hear I'm curious to see. I'm just after the election how it's going to go.
Yep.
But after that, because now it burned through Europe, and then they've gotten better with their cases and stuff.
Yeah.
But Italy for a while was really bad. They were worse than us. They definitely had the highest fatality rate.
I haven't heard shit though going on there.
What?
I haven't heard shit.
I haven't heard
because
it.
it was like that month and a half, and all of a sudden.
But here's something I was curious about. Like, okay, so right now.
Well, we're a big country. We're not like
no
Italy. Italy would be like Florida.
Yeah.
So Florida might be good, bad now, but remember Florida had nothing at first.
Yeah.
And then we were bad.
Yeah.
Now we're fine, and Florida's getting wrecked.
So what?
You know what I mean?
Brazil's getting pretty fucked right now.
Yeah.
What's going on? You know what I haven't heard anything about in a while? What's going on with ISIS, man? Are they just like, hey, we got COVID, so we're not terrorizing anybody right now.
We no longer hate America.
Hey, listen,
you guys been you got
hey, we got COVID, man.
Yeah,
we don't want to kill.
Because I'm there's 4 things they talk about on the news.
Yeah.
And I know last fall we were talking about ISIS.
Yeah.
And then as soon as all this shit happened, I'm like, man, what's ISIS up to?
Yeah, we went from ISIS to COVID to police murdering black people to protests. Now that kind of died out. Now we're back. Now COVID matters again. It didn't matter for a few weeks when they were in the protests.
Yeah.
Now it matters again. And then ISIS, like you said, they've been gone a good 7 months.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, so the ratings, they're getting good enough ratings with the other things. So I guess ISIS can just sit back.
Woodstock happened during a pandemic, the Hong Kong flu.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I don't think again, it must have been a thing where young people just kind of could take it.
Yeah.
Because you figure Woodstock was what 300,000-400,000 people in one place.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So they would
On a dirty ass farm.
Yeah.
Well, and really, here's the thing is it probably was more like 500,000.
Yeah.
Because
they never got accurate.
Because
numbers.
I mean,
although if you listen to people now that were alive then, and you believe all their stories, there was 10 million people at Woodstock.
Yeah,
10 million.
Yeah, because they're like, oh, I was there. It's like, you can't have all been there. Like, there was people we knew that were like, their parents were like, yeah, we went to Woodstock. I'm like, you would have been 12. You didn't go to fucking Woodstock.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the same thing. It's like, dude, when I moved out to Utah, and there was like people trying to tell me, oh yeah, man, my mom told me she went to college at University of Utah when Ted Bundy was there killing. I'm like, really? Because you're like 22, and your mom is like barely older than me, so I don't think she. I'm like, Ted Bundy's been in prison since 1981.
If you go by that, it'd be like they had an enrollment of like 170,000 people at one college.
He was killing in 1978 in Utah. But like, and I mean, I heard it over and over and over again. They're like, yeah, my mom said she was there. She was in fear for her life. And I'm like, I saw your mom. Your mom's blonde hair and blue eyes. She did not match Ted Bundy's type.
That was not his MO.
Yeah.
He only killed women who looked like his fucking ex-fiance.
Yeah. Or that'd be like us. I knew the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When he was writing his manifesto, he actually asked my uncle a couple pointers.
Yeah.
So my uncle's a right-wing militia, and I was right-wing.
And I cannot for the life of me remember who it was, but someone's mom tried to tell me she was at Woodstock. And I'm like thinking, I did the math in my head. I'm like, there's no fucking way.
Well, I heard a funny thing. The Weather Underground guy, Bill Ayers.
Yeah.
Bill Ayers is starting his own podcast, and then me and my friends on a Slack, we were joking, like, wouldn't it be cool if Ted Kaczynski was around to do a podcast and they could debate bomber versus bomber, like the right-wing guy versus the left-wing guy? They're willing to bomb for their beliefs and have them debate on a podcast every week.
The Weather Underground guy?
Yeah.
Like the guy who runs the Weather?
No, not that under Weather.
Oh, I'm thinking your dad's weather station.
No.
Okay.
No. Weather, like, the Marxist terrorist
Gotcha.
group.
Okay.
Bill Ayers, the guy that like Obama knew him somehow, and then they tried to pigeonhole Obama as a Weather Underground guy. But Ted Kaczynski was the extreme right, and then you could have the Weather Underground guy as the extreme left, and then they could have you could have a debate. But anyway, Bill Ayers is having a podcast. That's my point.
Oh yeah.
So it'd be cool if like bomber versus to have McVeigh around.
Oh,
and
yeah.
McVeigh versus Ayers. Well, listen here.
That would be fantastic.
Our bombing is for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Yours is not.
Yeah. You guys are just shitbag communists. You shouldn't be bombing anybody. It's me. I can bomb whoever I feel like. David Koresh, the podcast. If they were all around now, they'd have podcasts.
Yeah.
Because they recruit people to their cause. Like, call it like the Branch Davidian, Like, oh wait, we're gonna have to cut this short. It's on buildings on fire.
What was I gonna ask you guys? Shit. Oh. Craig brought it up. Did you see that thing he posted about? This has nothing to do with what we were just talking about. It just popped in my head. The Rednecks. Remember the band from the mid 90s? They did Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah.
Finland or something. They were like Southern, and they dressed like hillbillies and stuff, and they had like Cotton Eye Joe.
Yeah, right.
They're fucking Swedish.
Yeah, I knew they weren't from the South.
I guess I never thought about it too much, but Craig's like,
he was just saying like Finland or something.
Yeah,
they're not American.
They're like, it's kind of like what's the Take On Me band?
Yeah.
They were like, for some reason he looked like he was like a neo greaser type thing.
Yeah, like from 1953.
That's what America looks like. Yeah, 30 years ago. let's just do that. And they're like, well, we want to be like Southern American, so they want like the furthest end of it, like total hillbilly.
Yeah,
but they're from fucking Sweden. And I didn't know that for like 25 years.
Well, yeah, Aha just recently, they just, like, he does stuff now, but they just broke up. It ain't been that long that they officially disbanded.
You imagine them touring for years on the strength of one song?
Yeah.
That'd be amazing.
All their other hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, their other...
Well,
what about their other hit?
We were talking about the other day, we were talking about the bands and that, like, Where Are They Now thing.
Yeah.
And I was talking about the Kicks guy.
Yeah.
But also they had the one where they tried to put, like, Flock of Seagulls back together and shit. And they still toured. And they had... Iran was, like, the only song they had, right?
Yeah.
They actually had a few songs, but they just...
Or
yeah,
like
they had
Casey and the fucking Sunshine Band.
Yeah.
That's the way I like it. It was the only song. Like,
But I mean, like, a lot of those bands, like, dude, Firehouse is still around.
Yeah.
And Firehouse still makes albums. And Firehouse is huge in Asia.
So weird.
Huge.
Yeah.
So weird.
Like, Japan, like, people can't get enough of them.
Because I was talking... Because me and you always watch all that VH1 stuff, like, Where Are They Now? And, like, getting the bands back together.
Yeah.
But they had one where that band Kicks, that Don't Close Your Eyes song.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they showed the guys like, they showed him at his job, and he's like tarring roofs and stuff.
Yeah, but he owns the
But what they don't
business.
tell you is that he owns the company. He has 3 locations around L.A. And he was doing work because he likes doing it, but he owns a fucking company.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, look where he is now, working at 9 to 5.
He's
He
basically-
owns a fucking company.
Yeah, and basically it's like, yeah, dude, because he realized, I'm not really a rocker anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to just sit around.
Damn.
Yeah, they do.
But it was funny because you posted that thing on Facebook, and then like literally later on that day, I'm on Instagram flipping through, and I got like this '80s thing, and it's always showing different '80s bands, Motley Crue and all the bigger ones, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere, it's like Kicks, Blow My Fuse. What was your favorite song off this album? And I'm like, and I just type in, I'm like, not a one,
not a single. Yeah.
That Don't Close Your Eyes song was big for a minute.
Yeah.
But,
There's no Steelheart.
No Steelheart.
Yeah.
That was, what was it? That wasn't Steelheart. What was the other one? Oh, that was right. We were talking, because it was that same summer that came out, was Saigon Kick. Came out with Love Is On The Way. And that was, like, huge, too. And then, like, right as they're huge, they're like, they're talking like they're ready to explode.
Yeah.
Then the singer just goes, yeah, I'm going to go do my own thing. Fuck you. And walks off.
After all that time.
After all that time with them, yeah.
And then, like, they never had another hit. But they were... The guitar player, like, all the girls liked him, and he was so nice. And so, like, for, like, 3 years in every magazine, it was like, he's working on this brand new album. It's going to be still, and it never did anything. And I think he's still working on it to this day, 35 years later. But apparently, because
like
I never heard of him.
Axl Rose, like, he's working on Chinese democracy.
Oh, yeah.
Don't worry, it's coming out 12 years later.
Yeah.
It finally came out.
It was underwhelming.
Underwhelming's a good word. But, oh, shit, you know what? They have a new series on Netflix. It's called Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, yeah.
They have a reboot of Unsolved Mysteries.
Oh, wow. I gotta...
Who's hosting it?
No one.
No one.
They're like, they couldn't find somebody that could do it justice, like Robert Stack.
Right.
So it's basically just giving you the stories and you watch it.
Well, I'm just glad
Do they have a narrator at least?
No, nothing.
I'm just
You're
glad
just
they
watching
didn't put Dean Cain on it.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
nothing.
Dean Cain.
Dude, well,
Because didn't that's Ripley's, right? Didn't they do Ripley's? Believe it or not, and they said, "Well, we're going to redo it, and we're going to put Dean Cain." Really?
did they?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. They did a more recent one with Bruce Campbell.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
This was
But-
I know it was several years ago, and I know maybe a decade ago, and it was Dean Cain, and I'm like, Ripley's wasn't that Robert Stack as well?
No, that was Jack Palance.
Jack Palance,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
But this one, they're like,
Confidence is
it's the song. The song is almost the same as the original Unsolved Mysteries.
Right.
It's the same one, it's just remixed a little bit. And at the end of it, they show like a quick picture of Robert Stack. But they're like, people are like, oh, there's no narrator. It's like, who can you get?
Yeah.
Robert Stack was part of that show. I mean, remember when he died? They tried to replace him with Dennis Farina
Oh yeah.
and like Pierce Brosnan's wife,
Yeah. Oh my.
Keely Shea Smith.
Oh yeah.
and it didn't work, and it was
You
off
can't
after like a
replace
year.
Stack.
Oh my god,
It's-
they totally did try to do that,
Yeah,
didn't they?
it was like Dennis Farina. He's like, come in. He's like, I'm Dennis Farina. I'm like, fuck this.
I'm
shit.
like, no.
yeah, it's-
But,
it's-
I'm like, you go back to cop dramas.
But like the kid, we've been watching with the kids, the new ones, and they're like, we're like, there's only 6 episodes this season, but the first 4 have been pretty good. Like,
I love.
but there's
the
been no
freaking-
paranormal stuff. It's just been like murders, or like this one guy committed suicide, but somehow jumped off the top of a building and jumped outward 45 feet somehow. It was a whole mystery. He went 7 stories and 45 feet out somehow and fell through a roof. Anyways, so we haven't finished the season,
love
but
it.
we were telling the kids about the original series. It's on Hulu. You can watch all the episodes on Hulu.
Oh yeah.
It's awesome. So we're going to start watching it.
There it is.
I love it. You knew bad shit was about to happen.
But,
that's
but even not having a narrator and them telling you what's going on, they've made it where it's easy to follow, and they're not showing it so like you're, like especially like the murder ones, like they're like, well, this guy totally killed her, but they're not presenting it where they make one person look bad, so it makes you think that they are.
Mm-hmm.
They're presenting it both sides, no judgment, and it's actually
That'd be actually cool, because like a lot of shows, it's just like I don't know.
Well, because there's one, they show the guy and you're thinking, the first thing you start thinking when they start talking to him and how he treated the kid and stuff, it's like, oh, that dude totally killed the kid's mom. You can tell. But then they start showing him, and you're like, fuck, maybe he didn't. And, maybe he's just, the dude fucking snapped afterwards, too. Like, he sleeps with the ashes and shit. It's like, he snapped, but I don't know if he actually murdered her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That guy had a mental break, but it looks like it was after his wife died.
that was one of my all-time favorite shows.
Yeah,
I
so
would sit and watch it with my grandparents.
it's
Yeah,
so good.
I
The
always
next
love-
one's the
yeah, I
first
always love
paranormal one. I haven't watched it yet, but
Well, like
it was so
I watched,
eerie.
when I was a kid, I watched In Search of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Leonard Nimoy. See, it was
Then
very.
they tried to do it with somebody else,
Yeah,
but
we
I've
did.
never watched any of them.
When you watch the old In Search of, even back then, I remember it had like bad audio.
Oh, it was
Like,
horrible.
it was like,
But it was-
meow, and like
That's what-
the
yeah.
all the levels were fucked up.
Oh,
Leonard Nimoy, like they recorded him like with his face too close to a mic, or
Oh yeah,
like so, I don't know, like bro.
that's why I loved it.
But I think that's why I like this, because they didn't. I think if they would have used somebody else and tried to do the same thing they did before, it'd be fucking hokey.
I was wondering, like, yeah, you were just bringing up, like, who could they get? And the only person I thought might not be bad, but I don't know if he's, like, still doing anything, is Bill Curtis.
I don't know.
Because I just like Bill, I think Bill Curtis, like, I mean, just, like, I've watched some of the things he's done, or are...
Yeah, like, well, if you had Chris Hansen's body but Mike Rowe's voice, you could get close.
Or
Yeah!
You could get close.
who's the one that does
You could get close.
Dateline that Hader loves?
Oh, Keith Morrison.
Maybe Keith Morrison. Just don't show his face. Have him talk over.
Right.
it. I don't need to see his face.
That's what I mean with Bill Curtis, just talking.
Yeah.
Not really
That might
having
work.
him like walk onto the
Yeah.
no not putting him on the show at all, just a voice.
That show was on from the time I was about 9, like 88, until they ended it finally in 2003 with the other people that sucked. Yeah. And I remember at one point I watched
because Stack died in what, like 2001 or something?
Yeah.
something like that. But I remember at one point I watched an episode, and I was the only one in the house. Everybody else was outside doing stuff, and there was no lights on in the house. And I was like watching it, and that show creeped the fuck out of me sometimes when I was a kid. And like I went outside, and I'm like, I can't watch a show anymore. I went outside.
Well,
with
that's
everybody
like,
else.
I mean, that's the same thing with like, even like, I know like In Search of was really campy, but when you're young, like I think that some of that campiness, they really weren't trying. They were trying to make it sound scary with their bad audio.
That was still, as much as I love that, it was only my second favorite intro music. This was my first.
I wonder what it is.
Oh, it's an ad.
This ad was the scariest ad
Yeah, I hate that ad.
ever.
And like you're like, hey guys, check this out. I really love this, and there's an ad.
Well, hold on.
You can't skip them anymore.
I think
Yeah.
I know what song it is. Yep.
The Hitchhiker.
Closer.
Yeah.
Bring it closer.
Fucking freaked me out as a kid. But he was kind of an anti-hero because he only went after bad people.
Yeah. Hit openings up there.
Fucking total 80 cent. Yeah. Paige Fletcher.
Yeah. They're like, we need some theme music. The guy comes in and does it. Yeah, that sounds like that synth pop shit that everybody else is. Yes.
That's what people want.
All of them. Every TV show is going to sound like this now.
Yes.
It's the new rage.
I forgot how long. Dude, TV theme songs back in the day were really fucking long, man.
Oh, yeah.
Several minutes.
Like, now you get them into, like, 15 seconds.
That's like that Family Guy when he's watching TV and Maude comes on and they got like 7 verses before she finally goes, and then there's Maude. And there's like 7 full verses too.
Yeah.
He goes, and then there's Maude.
Well,
But
like,
those, it's seriously, yeah, they were
like the
and they
Fall
were, a
Guy-
lot of them were by like popular.
Well,
Yeah.
the ones I always think, like the Fall Guy, the Greatest American Hero, were legit like fucking 3.5 minute songs
Uh-huh.
that they just used as like they took out verses, but they used them as their fucking theme songs.
Yeah.
These were radio songs.
Well, yeah, like that, like Joey Scarsberry did.
Yeah,
And that was the
American
only, yeah, that was
Every
him and
band
all
was
his
doing
hits.
encores.
yeah.
Like it's like every show you went to, the encore was supposed to be something when you just killed it and the crowd was perfect.
Yeah.
Then you do that, but like then like you go to a show, everybody did an encore.
Oh,
for
yeah,
that. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
and if it was, especially if there was like a good bill. Like you watch 3 or 4 awesome bands before the main band, and you're fucking fucked up and tired from being out in the sun all day. You don't even want the encore at that point.
You know, it's like, you know, they walk off and you're like, okay, yeah, like they're not coming back on. They didn't even do like the 2 biggest songs. Like what was it?
Yeah.
Last weekend, I think it was last weekend. Chris Berman.
Yeah, Pantura's not going to go do Walk tonight.
Right.
Yeah.
So Chris Berman's a huge Eagles fan.
Yeah.
And so he hosted something on ESPN last weekend because there's no sports.
Yeah.
So they did like this big, huge, they played this big, huge Eagles concert after Glenn Fry died and his kid was on.
Uh-huh.
So they played the whole thing. So I didn't watch it, but then I like flipped to it towards the end of it. And I thought maybe it was over, and I flipped to it and it was finishing. And they were walking off stage, and I'm like, I guarantee they didn't play Hotel California.
They'll say that.
Yeah.
Encore.
And then they went back out and did Hotel California. I'm like,
See, the last
right.
this will tell you how many shows I go to, but the last show I went to was Weird Al 4 years ago,
Right.
with Donovan,
Right.
and like it was good, but you could tell that they didn't do their set list wasn't anything different they did the night before, a couple nights before. They did the same songs like clockwork. So when they started doing encore, I'm thinking, yeah, he didn't play a bunch of stuff. Like he didn't do anything like Amish Paradise. Oh, he did Amish Paradise, but he didn't do something else. I'm like, they're coming back out, and sure enough, they came out and they played. Like they're like, oh, encore, and they played a medley of all these songs and get them all out of the way.
Yeah.
And if you look at their set list from the last 25 shows, they did an encore every fucking night with the same songs and the same medley. It's just everybody plans for an encore no matter what.
Well, yeah.
It's
like,
not a
I
special
mean,
occasion like it used to be.
When I saw, like, well, this is how long it's been. I have not seen Metallica since 1996.
Mm-hmm. Is
And
that
when
Load?
Yeah, and I went and saw them then with Corrosion of Conformity. And at that point, they were already doing, like, if it wasn't from Load or the Black Album, they basically were just doing medleys of anything before that. Like Ride the Lightning, Master. They were just doing medleys of it. And that's why I really haven't went and seen them. And I'm like, well, I've seen them several times. I've seen them actually do whole sets like that.
Yeah.
So, and then they did a few bad albums. So I'm like, I mean.
Yeah,
But they did the medleys, and it's like, yeah, great. Why would you do the medleys of the great songs?
Yeah.
Do the medleys of the bad songs. So I only got to listen to 6 seconds of each one.
Yeah.
You're right. Like where it used to be like you had to actually kill it, and that's when people got the encore. Now it's like it's just become part of the gimmick. Where
Yeah, it's like any
Well, yeah,
band.
because I mean, like, it's not even like people are like going completely nuts at the end of the show.
Yeah, because at the Weird Al show, like people were walking out already. No one was chanting encore. Then all of a sudden, like 100 people at the front, and then Donovan started too. And they're like, "Oh, you want an encore?" And they like ran out there and did this. Like, fuck, we know you're gonna do an encore because you can look at any of the songs.
I want you to
online.
do the songs that I came to see.
He played most of them. He had some cool videos and stuff, but yeah.
But I mean, certain. That's why, I mean, I've seen Slayer so many times, but they never did shit like that, man. They didn't do medleys of songs. You know?
No.
They didn't do
Slayer,
medleys of
Slayer,
songs.
you're gonna
They
get
just-
your
They're coming out. And they're doing straight up. They're gonna do.
Raining Blood last because
Yeah.
they're gonna do the theatrics and shit.
Mhm.
Sometimes they did Angel of Death last.
I saw them play at State Theater with Machine Head and somebody else. I can't remember who the other band was. And they started with Raining Blood.
Oh wow,
That's how they came
that
out.
fucking they must have exploded. The pit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
can't remember who the other band was. That's
they
what I
actually
mean.
quit playing because Tom had neck problems. He just couldn't
Yeah.
take the pain anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because they weren't they didn't quit because they were. sick
No,
of
no,
it.
he had like several back and neck surgeries.
He's just having issues and.
Mm-hmm.
So between that and Jeff passing away, they're just
Yeah,
they don't want to become a cover band of themselves.
Basically, yeah. And I mean, look, I mean, I like Paul Ballstaff was a great drummer, but I mean, Dave Lombardo is just, he's the drummer of Slayer, flat out. I do like Gary Holt, and I did see him with Gary Holt, and so
In Jeff's slot,
yeah, and I mean that was Jeff's choice too for him
yeah.
I mean.
Well, yeah, Exodus, he's got the chops. He's part of the scene. He's been part of the Bay Area thrash. Definitely he's a peer of Slayer. You could say that.
Yeah.
So why not have him in?
Yeah.
And they were. I don't know, man. It gets there's some some music though that's so extreme and the performance is so extreme. Is like how long can you really do Slipknot? They're still doing it.
Yeah.
I mean, even if they were all alive, I know Paul passed away and then Joey got kicked. But even if they had the all original lineup, I don't know, when they used to beat each other up on stage and fight.
Yeah.
How long can you do that?
Yeah.
I mean, they've calmed down, and Max Weinberg's son is their drummer, Jay.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, like you were saying,
And they've had some hiatuses in there when they weren't doing it. So
you were talking about the head whipping and the head,
You'll fuck your
Tom
neck
Araya, Well, I mean that was a big thing, a big issue Jason Newsted had because he always did that.
Yeah.
And he started having neck problems, and he's like, I can't do that anymore. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. Cliff Burton, he passed away when he was 24, but his dad said that his neck was already bothering him at 24.
Yeah.
And so it's so if Cliff were still around, he wouldn't be headbanging.
No.
There's no fucking way. Cliff would be he'd have his hair cut and he'd be at leg.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing I guess we could bring up, because I thought about this. Metallica, their last heavy album, in everybody's opinion, was Injustice for All, the last ball busting.
Which is really one of my
And that-
favorite albums.
And that was the last one where Cliff helped write some of it.
Yeah.
So we always talk about this when I was in bands with people. Do you think because Cliff was all about the technical stuff and would Cliff have been part of the Black Album? Would he have aged with it and went along with it? I don't know.
Well, the big thing with it,
because he was always about the art of it.
Yeah, and the big thing, he had a lot of musical tastes, a lot of different musical tastes that people were were really shocked that he.
I know he loves ZZ Top.
Yeah. But those guys, and it's funny we bring this up because I just read this article about Cliff Burton a couple days ago that was, they were talking about we didn't listen to Skynyrd, we didn't listen to ZZ Top, we didn't listen to this stuff. Cliff, you got in the car with Cliff and he played it.
Yeah.
And if you didn't like it, fuck you, he was driving.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they were and they're like, dude, he come to, he didn't fit our band. He wore bell bottoms and t-shirts, and he didn't look like a rocker. He looked like a freaking hippie.
Yeah, he was definitely different than those guys.
But
he was so good. they came to the Bay Area for him,
Yeah.
so he would join
They
the
moved.
band.
Yeah.
They were all in L.A. They wanted
Yep.
him to come down to L.A. He said, "I'm not coming to L.A." because he was really close with his parents too. By the way, he wasn't like a vagabond rocker type like
No.
James and Lars, where they can live on the road.
No, he had like
he was real tight with his parents.
Yeah, he was a real introverted. He wasn't into sports and all that stuff, but he loved music and like he loved reading.
They drove. You know, it's the same state, but it's an 8-hour ride.
Yeah.
So they moved to be
like
with him.
they were like, yeah, like, we'll move down. We were thinking about moving. I think it was Kurt that said that. Yeah, they basically went, or no, it was James that said, yeah, we basically like looked at him and go, oh, we were thinking about moving down. They weren't.
No.
He's like, we weren't, but you know.
Yeah. But they wanted to.
We wanted him so bad.
They wanted to procure that bass player really bad.
Yeah.
And he.
But he was a he started playing. He played piano too. He actually knew music theory. He actually knew how to.
No, he was a good guitar player. He could play anything.
Mm-hmm.
He was really talented.
Yeah.
But So I just wonder, like, the thing is, if he likes ZZ Top stuff like that, he might have been fine with Metallica going.
I think
more radio friendly, but I don't know if it was it. But people might not be like that with their own art, their own vision.
I think the Black Album might have went.
I don't know about Load.
I think that might have went over, but I think we would have heard a very different Metallica.
Yep. But
once we got to like Load, Reload, and even
Well, you know how like a lot of people, even me, I think of Robert as the new guy, Robert Trujillo.
Yeah, and he's been in the band.
He has the longest tenure of any bass player they've had.
Yeah.
I think as of 2017 or something.
Yeah.
He's already had the longest tenure, longer than Jason, longer than Cliff.
Because he came in before St. Anger, right?
Yeah.
He was on St. Anger. That was 2003 that was released.
Yeah, so he's the longest sitting.
Well, yeah.
He is Metallica's bass player.
Jason Newsted was out of the band in 2001, basically.
Yeah. So that would have been about 13 years.
Yeah.
So anything over 13 years.
Yeah.
That's it. So 88 to 2001.
Yeah.
So Trujillo's like the top guy.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's 13 years. 2016. So 17 on. He'd be the longest.
Yeah, you were right when you said 17. That's crazy. Yeah,
he's
the new guy.
Or you think, Robert from Suicidal Tendencies.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He was in Metallica longer than he was in Suicidal Tendencies, I think.
Yeah, he's been in Metallica longer than he's been in anything.
Yeah. Because he was with Ozzy for a while.
Yep.
He probably was with Ozzy longer than Suicidal Tendencies. It's just that's where he made his bread.
Yeah, because he wasn't the original. Was he original member of ST? I don't think he was.
I don't know if he was original, but he was there for a long.
He was
there when they got
he was there for all their popular shit, but I don't think he was the original bass player. Because I know he did Infectious Grooves too with
they were
Mike.
that band is a band that I didn't like when I was young because they tended to get put on like bills with more heavy shit.
Right.
But as an adult, like I listened to their shit, like because I've never been a big punk fan,
right?
Never been my thing. But I listened to like, wow, these guys this is good shit. And
they're very.
I mean, like, it's not like Mike's vocals. He's just kind of talking, yelling.
Yeah.
But the rest of the band, Jesus Christ!
I mean, they were like
Rocky, the guitar player.
Yeah.
The guy fucking shreds like.
They were a punk band, but not. But I mean, they were very technical, very
Fucking with me, subliminally.
But I mean, that's like very few, but certain like Bad Religion was always very technical, and I mean to the point where like one of the guitar players left, they replaced him, and then he came back, and they never got like Iron Maiden, they never got rid of him because they're like, well, we do so many different fills and so many different, and they weren't your typical. Even if you're not a fan of punk, they weren't your typical punk band. They're not. They have that fast approach, but they play more than 3 chords.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched. It looked like fucking with the one guy, Brett. Fucking, it looked like he was fucking scaling. He was scaling the whole fucking guitar.
It's crazy.
Yeah, they're.
But that was that's what I always liked about Suicidal was like, you know, I mean, they always had like a badass bass player too, you know, and so I mean,
Robert was
so
amazing.
they just had like a lot of versatility. They really always, you know. Bri was a huge fan of Suicidal.
Yeah.
Huge fan. And it was funny because, you know, I saw Suicidal Tendencies 2 times, and Bri was at those. We didn't know each other.
Yeah.
I didn't meet him until 94, so.
Who else? Paige is a big Suicidal Tendencies fan.
Yeah.
Chris's brother-in-law.
Oh.
Not
I was
our niece.
Like, our niece?
Yeah.
She's huge into him.
He's like, you're the one who's crazy.
Yeah, I was like,
You're driving. All I want is
just
one
want a
Pepsi, Uncle Al. One Pepsi.
Oh.
He's just pushing you and Craig. You didn't give it to me. One Pepsi.
Yeah, he's a big fan too. This again, I'm gonna talk something that has nothing to do with the guys you're just talking about.
that's
Something
cool. That's
Fine.
what this
We
is all
went
about.
on long. We gave it a good 20 minutes on
This
that.
is, yeah.
bit.
This is, yeah.
that was your guys' thing. I didn't have to. You guys did fine on that
I
without me.
kind of like, you know, think of this podcast as like, you know, like Seinfeld. It's a show about nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's a la carte. You just get whatever you want.
Why do they want peanut butter?
So
Airplane food is so bad.
I never heard this story before, but you know that in 2018, some British dude tried to steal the Magna Carta, like the actual Magna Carta.
The actual document, the paper.
Well,
that,
you know, because back then, 1215 or whenever it was written, they wrote multiple copies. There's 4 existing copies of the Magna Carta.
Okay.
And one's at a church in England. This guy brought some stuff into the church, came out of the bathroom with a hammer, and ran towards the case and hit it with the fucking hammer trying to steal it. And some guy from Louisiana happened to be there with his family, tackled him with some other church people.
I was going to say, did he pull a gun out and shoot him?
Blow his fucking brains out.
Yeah, good. Yeah, try that. Not only just having a gun, but being somebody from
No,
another
that would have
country,
been hilarious. See? Gun save life.
bringing in a gun to a country that doesn't allow guns.
Right,
That'd be really great.
That would have been like fucking...
So they got him. It was like October 2018. He didn't get the Magna Carta, by the way, because you probably would have heard about it. He was like trying to Nicolas Cage this shit and steal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't work, but I never even heard about that.
I never heard someone try to steal.
No.
But it's been a year and a half, and they just finished his trial. And
They take forever for trials over there, and then they don't even give him like real sentences.
he got like 4 years in prison.
Yeah, see?
But
4
it's the
years.
thing. This guy was in a catastrophic car accident in '91, has had brain damage ever since, and he's done stuff like this before, and they just let him go. And then this time, it's like, well, he tried to steal Magna
They're
Carta.
like, well, now we're going to show him, we're going to teach
How
him
about
a
you put him in
lesson.
a fucking hospital?
Yeah.
You're going to teach him a lesson now and give him 4 years. But he probably doesn't even fucking realize, he don't realize, you know.
Yeah, like his family was like, he tried to steal the Magna Carta. A bunch of rednecks from Louisiana beat him up.
Well,
we can't do anything.
Isn't
about
that enough?
Yeah, well, yeah, I know. Like,
it was
like
but it's-
of all that guy's family. Like of all luck, American rednecks happen to be seeing him.
Oh,
You just
and
can't win.
I can't remember the guy's exact name. The guy that helped it wasn't just him. There was church people there that security and stuff. But he's the one that initiated contact with this guy, and then they came in and helped him out. And his name was like straight up like
Landrew. Or
it was
something.
like straight up Louisiana, like Bayou Creole Cajun person.
Aloysius Landrew.
His name was
Bodine Aloysius.
his name was like
Trufant.
like Lambeau de la Cambrai or something like that.
Jethro Bodine Aloysius Trufant.
It was. I'm gonna look it up. I gotta know it because I read it. I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's definitely from Louisiana.
Papillon.
Jean-Louis Papillon.
Yeah, the guy just got 4 years. Like yesterday, they just finally got.
Took a year and a half.
It took a year and a half. And what's the name of the guy that got him? It's in here somewhere. Come on. God damn it! The wrong story. Anyways, it was like Lambeau de la Cambrai or something like that.
Yeah,
It was like.
But if he'd have got it, fucking old Rick Wilson over at the pawn store, I'll give you $5 for that Magna Carta.
They were talking about
Best I'm going to be able to do.
They were talking about
I
that.
gotta make some money off this too.
Someone brought up how much Super Bowl rings are worth and everything, and the diamonds they have on it, and all this other stuff. And they don't have any listings of the last couple, but like 2015, the Patriots, their rings were valued at $36,500 each. And someone brought in, or was going to bring one into Rick at Pawn Stars. He's like, I got this one. It's from this person on a team who was a pretty well-known name. He wouldn't say who it was. And he's like, yeah, I probably valued the thing at like $20,000. And it's like, it was only like 10 years old. And he was like, they were like, oh, that figures he underestimated by like $12,000.
Yeah.
The way it goes. That's just the way he is. He's got to make money off it somehow.
Well, I seen the one where this dude had a signed picture of all of the guys that went to the moon.
Yep.
It had the astronauts signed, and it had moon dust in it, like actual dust. I figured, how rare is moon dust? How can you get your hands on it? Hand sign. He offered them. It was like $70 or something. I'm thinking, there's moon dust on it. How hard? Like you actual moon dust plus their picture. Like it's $70.
Yep.
Like,
Can you prove his autographs?
Yeah. Can you
prove his moon dust?
I've seen some stuff that he's had on there that I'm just. He's like, I really want this. This is something rare. It was like a cannon or something, and he was like all like super stoked about it. And then he's like, I'm going to have an expert come in. And that expert's like totally lowballed.
Yeah.
Oh, it's worth, I go, bullshit, that thing's worth like $1,100. That thing's probably worth $5,000, $6,000. It was from like fucking Revolutionary War, some bullshit. I mean, it was from a long time. It was from a long time. And I'm like, you're a fucking liar, Rick.
It has like George Washington like somehow carved his name into it.
Yeah, exactly. It had some serious like fucking detail to it. And he's like, and the guy was like, maybe like $1,100. I go,
oh my god,
bullshit, you're I go, he had this guy come in and fucking lie to this fucking.
He's
guy.
like, he's worse than fucking GameStop. He's
he's the original GameStop. Yeah. He's a GameStop of life.
He's a GameStop of life.
They had people would go in there. I mean, they'll have some cool. The only way you could ever get him if he truly wanted something,
right,
for himself.
Yes,
he's never going to sell it. It's something he wanted for himself. Yeah. Then you could get him. But other than that, Rick's going to fuck you. You ain't going to get your money.
Well, I think like that cannon, he said he wanted to fire it or some shit, and the guy's like, "What?
A 200-year-old cannon? You ain't firing that fucker."
Firing my fucking. He wanted to see if it. Well, he goes. As far as I know, it works, and he was like, "Well, let's go fight." He goes, "You ain't firing my shit."
If it's from the Revolutionary War, if it's got any imperfection over the last 250 years, that thing's splitting.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gonna blow up in your fucking face.
Yeah,
I'm just trying. It was an early one too. It was an early episode, I remember. But I remember him just going, "Yeah, if you want to fire it, cough up." And he threw out like a number, cough up like $3,800 for that thing, and it's yours, man. You can go blow it off all you want. Rick's like, "Well, I'm gonna have to have my expert come in and check it out." And he's like, it was like something insane, like $1,100, and the guy's like.
I remember this dude came in one day and he's like, I bought this house and there's an old woman that lived there, and he went in the attic. I went in the attic and I found this. He thought he had a Stradivarius. Now, Stradivarius violin, you're a millionaire if you have it.
Yeah, right.
If you have a legit Stradivarius.
Right.
Because of, and they think that for some reason at that point in time, the trees in this wooded area were just perfect in such a perfect way. It had perfect sound.
Yeah.
Because they tried to replicate it over and over again with the shellac and have chemists look at the shellac in there, and they never. It was something to do with the wood by where he lived, and he was a good violin. Anyway, this guy's like, and they told him, well, if this is a real true Stradivarius, you're a millionaire. He's ended up being some knockoff, like fake.
Right.
But it was like worth like $200 or something.
It's actual Stradivarius. Rick walks in and I was like, I'll give you 70.
Yeah, Rick wouldn't have gave him nothing from a Stradivarius. Rick would have, he'd have gave you a PS4 for it.
Yeah.
I'll trade you this PS4
and
Pro. PS4 Pro.
There's a herringbone chain. You can have that too.
Yeah. We can do a trade.
Yeah. Do you have a need for an AK with a shitty firing pin?
Yeah.
You'd have fucked somebody over. But yeah, that guy's. don't pawn things. Before I pawn something, I'm being dead serious. I give it to the Goodwill. If it's something I'm considering pawning,
Yeah.
That's your cue to take it to the fucking Goodwill.
I'll tell you what, I messed up a while back.
Because if you really need money, you just go to Facebook Marketplace or something.
A while back, I messed up because I had plenty of money on me, and I don't know what I was thinking. But Neil was like, "Yeah, dude, I'm gonna go sell my SG," and he took it to, I don't know, like Guitar Center or whatever, bought it from him, and I know they didn't give him what he could have got for it. And I'm like, son of a bitch, why didn't I just fucking buy that thing? It was sweet, too. I'm dumb. And I didn't even think about it. And we were talking about that earlier today about, he's like, yeah, because he's got a Billy Corrigan Fender Strat.
Yeah.
And it's Billy Corrigan. They're going up in value, like, insanely, like, since he's bought it. And he's like, I ain't getting rid of it. I don't care how broke I ever am. I'm never getting rid of it.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm like, man, and that's when it came up. I go, I should have bought that fucking SG off you. It was sweet, dude. It was black. I was like, I should have bought that damn thing. He goes, yeah, you should have. Because I know he was like, yeah, because I could have got more money for it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the thing about, like, instruments and shit like that is, like, everybody ends up selling their shit and then buying shit back and selling.
Yeah.
It's the same thing, like, with those interfaces. When I have the Roadcasters, I'm probably going to sell them because I have no use for them.
Right.
But I'll get, like, maybe for both, I might get $100, maybe.
Yeah.
If I even sell them at all, I don't know.
So, like, it was back in, like, I don't know, I think it was like 2011 or so. I could have had my hands on the Heineken Hanneman guitar,
Oh, yeah.
like $900.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know when he died, do you know that they were going for like $3,500 like 3 days after he died?
Wow.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Not that I would have sold it, but you know.
Yeah. When someone dies, though, the value of anything goes way up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But then again, you gotta think like, all right, so what if I kept it until I was like 70 years old? How many people are gonna be like, oh yeah, you know, a young collector gonna want a Heineken bottle looking Jeff Hanneman guitar?
Yeah.
They're not even gonna know who the fuck he is. They're gonna be like, this 70-year-old dude's trying to tell me that this thing's fucking worth a bunch of money. Oh, it was worth he died and it was worth $3,800. Dude, I'll give you like $100 for it. It looks like a kind of cool guitar. I mean,
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's freaking.
you know, I mean, it's like, like people like baseball cards. You know, that was always like a big collectible, and that's different because I mean, you had eras and stuff of, you know, so people like if they follow baseball, that they tend to follow, like they want to know about like
The past.
the past.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, like when it comes to like music changes, and people like I mean, on Instagram there was like somebody posted something, and it had like it was 4 T-shirts. It was like a Ramones, a Misfits, and like 2 others. I can't remember who. And it said, "We need to show the youth that this is not a fashion line. This is actual music." You know?
Yeah.
Like the kids that wear like Nirvana shirts have no.
That was one of them. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Nirvana was one of them too.
They
don't know who. Yeah.
That,
Not like
you're
you
right,
ever listen
because,
to them.
Like we know who Slayer is.
Yeah.
And people our ages might have heard of Slayer but not know anything about them.
Right.
But you're right. When you're 70, 30 years from now,
Yeah.
no one's going to know who the fuck they are.
Yeah. Right.
Although they might be on their final farewell tour at that point.
Yeah.
If somebody like fucking, you know, like goes through all my stuff, like, you know, I die like in squalor or something, you know, because my whole family's gone and I for some reason lived to be 90 some years old, and you know, like they're going through. Yeah, I don't know who this old dude was, but they told us to clean his house on. Well, they got all these weird shirts and, you know, like keep all my Slayer stuff on my, like,
Ramones? What's
Yeah.
Ramones? The Ramones.
yeah, what's the... I worked with this dude named Gilberto at the last shop I was at, and I come in one day wearing a Ramones shirt, and he goes, "Oh, hey, man, my brother's name's Ramon."
You told me about that.
Yeah.
And I go, oh yeah. He goes, what is that? I go, it's a band. He goes, really? I go, yeah, they're all Ramones. And he goes, all their names are Ramon.
I thought that's the most gangster band out there.
That's
He was
great.
all into it.
He was like, my brother's name's Ramon. I about lost my shit, man.
Yeah, I remember you were talking about that the one time.
I thought, and then of course I thought about it afterward, and so I didn't get it. I was like, I wish I would have like thought about it then. I would have been like, yeah, dude, that's why I'm wearing it. It's like a tribute to your brother.
Yeah.
You know what my brother is?
It's for anybody named Ramon, man.
Oh man. Someone brought something up at work the other day, and it made me forget about, or maybe remember a story I'd forgotten about. Because it seems like every other week we mention Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah. 'Cause there's
Yeah.
Smokey and the Bandit Part 3.
Part 3 is the
worst movie ever.
This is nothing to do with Part 3. But
First two I love.
I worked with this guy. Ooh, I was still driving, so like it was probably 2004, 2005, maybe the next year 2006 because I was working inside too. But his name was Dennis. He was an older guy, but his wife was like 15 years younger, and she was like smoking hot.
Woo!
But her name was Regis.
Regis.
It was a family name, and she
Yep.
got it.
Yep.
She came from some money, but whatever. Good looking woman. And I was like, how the hell did you two end up together? Apparently, he used to travel around, and he had a fucking party van, like rug and everything. And they met, and she was, young
She
and
wanted to
impressionable.
piss her family off.
Yeah.
So they ended up together. They were still married, though. And he ended up dying like 2 years after he stopped working with us. Good guy. But he was telling me a story. And, like, as you guys know, if you've seen Smokey and the Bandit, you couldn't get Coors on this side of the Mississippi back then.
Right.
Back in the
I
70s.
remember that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me the story. He's like, yeah, we went out and we found this place and we got all these cases of Coors Light and we stocked them up in our truck and we were going to bring it back. And he's telling me this. I'm like, oh, that's cool. And he starts like, he's like, yeah, we had this guy who was going to buy them all from us. We just had to get him to his place. I'm like, okay. They give him as quickly as possible. And, I'm like, this sounds fucking familiar.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm like, where's that? He's like, we picked him up in like Texas or something. I'm like, okay, that's not correct, but it's close enough. Because they pick him up? Oh no, they did pick him up in Texas, Texarkana.
Right.
So he's telling me this. I'm like, were you living here at the time? He's like, well, I still lived here, but I hadn't been back in a couple of years. I've been staying with people and traveling around doing stuff. But anyways, we were trying to get the stuff back, and I had to take him. I basically had to take him to this place. And he said North Carolina, but maybe South. I mean, somewhere like over there. I'm like, okay. He's like, and I just followed him along in my car. And I'm like, Dennis, are you fucking telling me the plot of Smokey and the Bandit? He's like, no. I'm like, you sure? He's like, no. I mean, I didn't have a Trans Am or anything. It was just, I'm like, yeah, but
Yeah.
besides the other cars, like, you pretty much described. I mean, who hired you? Was it this giant man and his little tiny son, in their big huge Cadillac with, He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, Smokey and the fucking Bandit. You're telling me the plot of the movie. It's like he's like, no, man, I didn't do that. But I met this chick along the way, and she was trying to ditch her old man and not get married. I'm like, okay, come on, Dennis, you're fucking with me now. At that point, he was trying. He admitted he's like, okay, the other part is true. We were just trying to get back for a party. I wasn't telling you Smoking the Bandit, but then I remember that part. I'm like, you're sure? All of it was real. He's like, yeah, I swear. I never found out if it was actually real.
But then I met this chick, and
He told me that story like 15 years ago, and something triggered it in my head the other day. I'm like, oh fuck! So that was like. When I made my list of stuff to tell on the show, that was like the first thing on my list because like, it's like this guy was trying to tell me. I don't know.
Yeah.
Wait, are you telling me the plot of Smokey and the Bandit? No,
I
didn't have a Trans Am. No, I didn't have a Trans Am.
What's a Smokey and the Bandit? I've never heard of that.
Guys,
I just love no.
Are we up against time?
it's not the time. I'm ending the show because everything's closing and I don't have a bite of food in my house.
Okay.
So I gotta go get some food.
Oh, okay.
Because
Hey, man,
I tried to do
priorities.
DoorDash and everything's like no delivery. I'm like,
Yeah,
I gotta
you're
go
right.
somewhere.
Yeah.
Is anything open?
Del Taco. I'm gonna try to make it there by 1:30.
Huh?
But
Oh, you got time.
They don't do deliveries from there right now. I don't know why.
Yeah, because
you
everything
gotta
else is like closed.
But
Because some of our Facebook friends are like ordering from bars just before they close because everybody else is already closed.
Yeah, you got like even like you gotta watch like Speedway.
yeah,
They close like or an hour every night to wipe down everything.
Oh, you told me that.
yeah.
And they close down like they're supposed to be at like 2:00. I'm like, oh, that makes sense because they sell beer, right?
Yeah.
Oh no. They close. That dude over there just goes, yeah, 1:45, shut it down.
We're
He
done.
opens it back up at like 3:15, 3:30.
So was this episode good enough to be a full episode?
Yeah, I'll change it.
I mean, it's up to you, man.
It don't matter.
All right.
We could just call it episode X because of the sound.
Yeah, okay. Good times.
Plus, it's kind of cool, episode X.
All right. See you guys.
All right.
Radio Underground, and we're. Oh, I got to do the outro this week. I forgot last week. There. It's gonna pick it up over on the mute it.
Recorded in the pits of Detroit, Michigan. Your ass is listening to Radio Underground.